Round one, fight!
Ding, ding, ding. Round one. Welcome to Tournament Fights. This is episode number 12, Best Wrestlers of All Time. So I'm excited for this one because as a bit of a casual fan, I grew up watching wrestling quite a bit with one of my best friends who passed away, and I watched all through the Attitude Era. I watched through a lot of the old school stuff. I'm not as familiar with the new school stuff. That's why I have an awesome panel here with me today. I'm going to be learning just right along with the rest of them. They're going to be schooling me on who the best wrestlers of all time are. I know all the mainstream ones, so I'm going to definitely put in my opinion, and it should be a lot of fun. So I'm your host, Jordan, the Nature Boy Anderson. If you're a fan of Ric Flair, then you know what I'm talking about. So I will bring in my co-host for tonight. We have Pez the Ref tonight. How's it going?
Jordan, I had to put the stripes on this evening. Got to keep these knuckleheads on the panel in line and force the rules, call it right down the middle as we're getting ready for the best wrestlers of all time here on Tournament Fights. Got to keep everybody in line here and make sure the rules are followed.
All right. Well, we definitely need something like that tonight. Trust me. So I'm going to bring in a couple of our returning guests. We have Jacob Barber joining us. How's it going?
It's going. I'm excited for this one. Excited to see which 64 made the list.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Well, Jacob, you just made the list.
Yep.
I was wondering how long it would be before that reference was made.
Immediately.
Yep. And also joining us, we have Jordan Pierce Owens tonight. How's it going?
With a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment of my life. It's not actually, but this is really cool. No, I love the show, and man, I love wrestling. Been a fan since day one, as Uso would say. So happy to discuss this and see who walks out on top.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. We have another huge wrestling fan from the community. We have Nico Suave Rigole joining us. How's it going?
TMG Debates Chokeslam champion, so I
right on.
I have some credibility when it comes to talking about wrestling. JTH, I'll see you Tuesday. When we were discussing doing this show and who would be in the top 64, I don't know how many of the people I wanted got in, but I fought really hard to get a lot of Japanese names in here because even a lot of names that I'm not really fans of, I'm just aware that they have a significant part in wrestling history, and I feel like it's important for casual fans to learn from us hardcore fans what they've accomplished and how they've left their impact on the business. Now, did they make it onto this list of 64? We'll see, but I just want everyone to know that I tried.
Yeah. There are several very prominent Japanese representation on the list, I assure you. So yes. Some of the biggest Japanese wrestlers of all time are definitely on there. So we did not neglect the international here on Tournament Fights. Trust me. I think it's a nice eclectic list, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and last but certainly not least, we have first timer Richie Goodcare joining us.
Hey, man. Hey, look at this is fun. I'm glad to be here. I love wrestling. Love talking about wrestling. Love these guys. Love your shirt, Jordan. Is that Casey Jones or is that Jason?
Yeah, this is Casey Jones. Yeah, this is the closest thing that I had to like a wrestling shirt. Like if you think about it, he could be like a wrestler, maybe akin to like Sting or something like that, you know? So
yeah.
Well, Kevin Nash was the Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too, so I guess that's somewhat of a connection.
And CM Punk
didn't
want to play Casey Jones, so
yeah,
correct.
Yep.
Well, and Sheamus was in the remake sequel, am I right? So I mean,
and Stephen Amell has wrestled. Stephen Amell has wrestled.
There's so many connections.
Yeah, so many.
And he's also
What the hell was that tag team for like a match where they dressed them up like the Ninja Turtles for like one jumper match?
Hold on, dude. I'm sure we'll talk about them here in the list.
Oh yeah, no, they'll be on the tag team tournament fights when we get around to that one.
Stephen Amell Stephen Amell's also got a TV show called Heels it's got CM Punk in it. So there you go.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's all connected.
There you go.
It's all
Yeah. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. This will be fun.
Nice.
all right.
Yeah. So Pez, if you want to kind of break it down, how the show's gonna work, and while I bring up the bracket here.
Yeah, so we have some returning guests and some newbies here tonight. So how it works is we took the 64 and put them in a March Madness style bracket of 64, and we randomized it. So we literally could have any matchup against anyone here in the first round. And what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bottom of our tower here, our Mortal Kombat tower, as we like to call it. We're going to go person by person, get everybody's votes on each bracket, and see which one wins round by round. The key here, though, is we do have a lot of matchups to get to. We have 67 total matches with 64 representatives, so we need to be fairly quick in our thoughts and our votes. So try to keep it to 20, 30 seconds tops on your thoughts on each person, and we'll go from there. And we do have tiebreaker laws and tiebreaker rules should we need them, given the fact we have 6 people on the panel this evening. I'll explain that when we get there, if we get there. So, but basically, Jordan will kind of run the bracket. We'll announce the brackets as they pop up, and we'll go around and vote, and the order of the votes will change each time. So we'll start down at the bottom with Richie with our first fight, and then the next round it'll start with Nico, and so on and so forth. And that's how it's going to work.
Yeah, hopefully you can recognize all the pictures that I got, because I tried to get pretty prominent ones, and a good like cool little shot of like their face, or like them doing a cool pose. So you'll see. But
all right.
Anyways, yeah. We'll jump right into it, and we always start at the bottom of the ladder as how it's displayed. So that means Richie, you'll be voting first tonight. So we're gonna show the first matchup here. So I'll let you announce them, Austin.
All right, so we got two old school heavy hitters here. We got Harley Race, the King, going up against the legendary Hulk Hogan in our very first matchup. Randomly selected. So we're going to start down with Richie. Who are you voting for and why?
Yeah.
All right. I guess it would depend on what you're looking for when you're voting.
You can literally the great thing about tournament fights, Richie, I forgot to explain, you can vote for any reason whatsoever you can possibly think of. We do not have any criteria. You can literally vote any way you want for any reason. It's completely up to you.
Anything. Yep, it doesn't matter.
You know what? I'm going to go probably the direction that probably people are expecting. I'm going to go Harley Race. I think he's the better wrestler, way better wrestler of the two. I think he's very, unfortunately, kind of very underrated. Sort of still, even though he's on this list, still very underappreciated. He's one of the better technical guys of all time, and I think I think he deserves his spot at the top, probably more than Hulk Hogan in recent years. I know why Hulk Hogan. I obviously know why Hulk Hogan's on this list, but yes, I think Harley Race is great, is amazing. So I'm going to vote for Harley Race.
All right,
Harley.
Nico.
Yeah, Nico.
I'm also going to go with Harley Race, and here's the reason why is because, if you look at the names that Harley Race is, if you look at his accolades, like he's a multi-time NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. He made names like Ric Flair when Ric Flair was just up and coming. His presence is still felt today in the rebooted NWA's title picture, in that he trained the current champion and the former champion, Trevor Murdoch and Nick Aldis. And also, this list is about professional wrestling. With respect to Hulk Hogan, who I have a lot of anger issues with because he was somewhat responsible for the fall of WCW and TNA's decline in the early 2010s. Hulk Hogan is a sports entertainer. Harley Race is a professional wrestler. So I'm going with Harley Race.
Fair enough.
All right.
Owens.
I'll go against the grain so far. I'm going with Hulk Hogan. There's multiple levels of what's considered a professional wrestler. I think also a big part of it is entertainment, and whether or not you like the fact that it became more sports entertainment. He did help really change the landscape, and I look at him as someone spending money, I'd spend money to see Hulk Hogan in a main event more so because I feel like it's a moment when he was out there during his prime. Obviously, say what you will about him recently for voting for human beings. Yeah, race. But as far as wrestlers,
Yeah.
I'm going with Hogan.
Yep.
Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Harley Race because he's not Hulk Hogan. I'm not a Hogan fan. Never been I understand the draw of Hulk Hogan back in the 90s and early 2000s, but not for me. So Harley Race.
All right. Well, Pez.
I'm gonna go with Hogan for a lot of the reasons that Owens talked about. Say what you will about his wrestling ability and whether or not he always used it to his fullest potential, but the man knew how to entertain and hold a crowd in the palm of his hands, and part of that is part of wrestling. And the man drew money. He probably drew as much money as any of the biggest stars to ever come along, and I think he's the more iconic professional wrestler. So I'm gonna go Hogan.
Yeah, and I think that. For me, like probably one of the most fun wrestlers and entertainers to watch would certainly be Hogan for sure. Like if I had to pick like a handful of like 5 wrestlers from this whole list, we want to see live in their prime. Like Hulk Hogan's definitely on the list, so I gotta go Hulk Hogan. I mean, just like that image alone, like that was his signature thing, ripping the shirt there, So yeah. But like as a human being, kind of like Jordan said, like he's a little problematic as a human being, but as a wrestler, like he's awesome. So I got to go with Hulk Hogan.
Well, Jordan, first match, and fitting enough, it's a tie. So I will explain how the tiebreaker works. We have 3-3, and how it works is our one person will get the tiebreaker vote, and it rotates each round. So it could be, who knows what ties we'll land on, but we start literally at the bottom, just like we started this thing. So Richie, you get the tiebreaker vote this round, but as the tiebreaker vote, you can stick with your original, or you can flip flop at the last second. You literally have all the power. You can put through whoever you want. So Richie, you get the tiebreaker.
I'm sticking with Harley Race. So go to the
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Probably a bit of an upset, but I'm calling an upset. But Harley Race is going to go through. That's what tournament fights is all about, though. And so how this will work, gentlemen, is Nico. Next time we have a tie, you will have the tie-breaking vote. So that's how it works. It goes right up the ladder.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
that's that. Moving on.
All right. Next up,
we got Owen Hart versus Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Ooh. Yeah, that's
a tournament. Nobody said tournament fights was going to be easy, gentlemen. So
no.
This is how it works. And this time we start out with the debate champion, Mr. Nico. What do you got?
Pun unintended, but hearts are going to be broken here. No, Owen Hart had a lot of potential, but unfortunately, he never got to reach it for reasons related to booking, and of course, the accident that would unfortunately take him from us. Ric Flair, nothing can stop this man. Not alcoholism, not plane crashes. He is capable of he could probably still have a 60-minute classic today if he wanted to. He would probably die at the end of it, but he would force himself to do it because he's that crazy and he's that devoted to the wrestling business. 16-time world champion according to WWE, but we all know he's held a lot more that they just haven't recognized for canon. The man is a living legend. Obviously, Ric Flair.
Yeah. Mr. Owens, do you agree?
I do, unfortunately. I love Owen. Would have loved to have seen him go farther. But, his career unfortunately ended a little bit before. It would have been great if we had seen him another 20 years, if that's what he decided. It does sound like maybe he was going to leave wrestling relatively soon anyway. But Flair, man, come on. Just between longevity and those promos, Owen was very charismatic. But Flair with promos definitely wins. And 16-time world champ. And, yeah, he's someone that I think could go pretty far here. So I'm going with Flair.
All right, Jacob.
Just because I don't want to see Owen Hart get 6-0'd, I'm gonna go with Owen Hart. And I mentioned a hot take in the chat. Here's my hot take. I don't know. It's not super hot. I think a lot of people feel the same way. I think Owen is better than Brett. always enjoyed watching Owen more than I enjoyed watching Brett. So I understand Ric Flair is going to move on, and he should, but Owen Hart deserves a vote, and I'm going to give it to him.
I agree with the Brett thing.
Yeah. Well,
all right. Well, there's a saying: to be the man, you got to beat the man. And I think in tournament fights, to be the man in tournament fights, you probably got to beat Ric Flair at some point. And I think that's going to hold true. If we were doing seeds, which we're not, he would probably be top 3, maybe even an argument for number 1. Ric Flair is Ric Flair, one of the greatest of all time. So I'm voting Flair.
Yep. And my nickname is a nature boy for a reason. I got to go with Ric Flair. He's one of my all-time favorite to watch. So like all the time, like in my daily life, it's like a part of my thing going woo, like just do that. Like random places, I'll be at the store and I'll just throw out like a random woo, and like people will kind of look at me weird, but like I don't care because it's Ric Flair, man. He's awesome. So I gotta go with Ric Flair. So
Richie.
You know how influential a guy is when it's like not even like it doesn't even have to be a wrestling event. It can be just a lull and play like a sporting event, and then people just sit and entertain themselves will say woo, say woo because they Ric Flair is just like it's just one of those few wrestlers that are still like majority of people will still like know who he is, and like he's just iconic. I love Owen Hart. I actually agree with Jacob Barber. I think I think Owen. I enjoyed Owen a bit more than I did Brett, but I think Owen is a case of untapped potential. It would have obviously his career got cut short. It would have been cool to see how he would have fared in like the he passed away just as wrestling was getting real, the peak, really hot. So it would have been cool to see what he'd be like in the Attitude Era, and have a match with Kurt Angle, which he I think he did, but was in a dark match. But it would have been cool to see him have feuds with Kurt Angle and Jericho and Benoit and those sort of people. But I can't in good conscience say no to Ric Flair. I think he's one of the Mount Rushmores of wrestling. He should be right up there. He should go far in this bracket. So Ric Flair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no disrespect to Owen Hart, but Ric Flair is Ric Flair, and we're moving on.
Yeah. I mean, 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Coming up next.
All right, scooting on down. All right.
We're going for that one.
All right. Got is that Antonio Inoki, or did you put the wrong guy? No, it's not.
I think so. No. It's one of the other Japanese guys. It's
Or did you get an unmasked Buddha?
Oh yeah. No, it's not Muta. No. I think it's Inoki. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say it's Inoki.
Yeah, it's Inoki versus Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
That is Inoki. That's not wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of the Japanese guys didn't have like the best pictures. I don't know why. They didn't have very good images, so like tried to get the best they could. So yeah.
All right, Mr. Owens, you're up first, sir.
Yeah. Well, I was Rowdy before Rowdy was cool. Again, another one kind of repeated. Inoki's a legend. Still someone that I think a lot of younger kids should check out. But shit, you want someone that you should check out nowadays that still holds up as far as really promo-wise? That's Roddy Piper. I think one of the best on the mics. A great human being too, man. Like I met him, and then a couple years later, I found other people that had met him at the same show, and everyone had something great to say about him. But just in general, going back to wrestling, man, just the dude busted his ass. It's a great story, and I think just one of the I love a character. I love someone that's charismatic, and he's kind of the epitome of that. So I'm going with the Hot Rod.
Yeah. Jacob, yeah.
I'm gonna go Piper as well. I think he's one of the best characters in WWE, WCW history. I love the character. I think he is top 3 when it comes to promos and just mic work. And he was also really good in the ring. His match against Brett for the IC title at Mania is one of my favorites. No knock to Inoki. He's a legend too, like Jordan said, but man, for me, it's hard to go against Piper.
Yep. Pez, who you got?
Yeah, I love Hot Rod. Hot Rod is just one of the great heels of all time. He could whip up a crowd into a riot frenzy. He's one of the great personalities and characters of all time. Inoki's cool for what he did for the business and the influence that he had, but I got to go with Hot Rod.
Yeah, I got to go with one of my favorites on the mic, Roddy Piper. Like he just owned the microphone, and like I've seen him like as a great heel, but even as a face from time to time. So yeah, he was great. So yeah, I got to go with Roddy Piper. Yeah. Richie.
Roddy Piper is one of the best heels in wrestling history. When MJF, who makes a point to be in character for basically all his interviews, would constantly put Roddy Piper over as one of his favorite wrestlers. And he's never nice to anybody. Like that's the point of how influential you are. I love him. Antonio Inoki, I think more people need to talk about him. He is great. He's a wrestling legend. But Roddy Piper,
yeah. A good moment.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I gotta do
Nico?
for Inoki what Jacob did for Owen, and give him the sympathy vote here so he doesn't go out 6-0. Antonio Inoki, the founder and original face of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hulk Hogan once said that the IWGP Heavyweight Championship made the WWF Championship look like a toy, and that actually got Hulk Hogan in trouble with the WWF when they got back from a Japanese tour when he said that. But it just shows the value of whatever Inoki touched at that time. He made a lot of names in the Japanese side of the business. Also kind of broke a lot of names in the Japanese side of the business because, hey, when you are the booker and also a wrestler, sometimes you'll put yourself over more often than people would prefer. But still, he wrestled Ric Flair in the main event of the fabled North Korea show, The Dark Side of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
The Dark Side of the Ring did an episode.
I don't even know that.
And he was technically part of the first mixed martial arts match, and I'm using quotation marks because it wasn't officially called MMA at the time. He fought Muhammad Ali in a mixed rules match and kicked Muhammad Ali's legs so much that Muhammad Ali had literally lost a bit of step in his pep. He lost a bit of pep in his step in every fight he had after that because Inoki just left a divot in his legs. Inoki is a legend, and he's still around today. And his chin is enormous.
Well, it was hard for me to tell from the picture because he's got his chin tucked behind dude's arm. So had I seen the chin sticking out, we would have been good. So that was the only reason it was hard for me to see it. What are you doing, Jordan?
Hang on.
Oh no.
I don't know.
No. Spoilers.
I wasn't even touching it. Like it just did it. Like I was sitting there. I'm like, what the heck? So that's what the website's been up to today. Like spoiler alert to not spoiler, like behind the scenes. Like this website's been giving me major issues today. So it might do that from time to time. It might jump around. I don't know if it's a problem with the site or what's going on. But anyways.
Anyways, 5-1. Roddy Piper is going to move on in this round. Yeah, 5-1.
Roddy Piper.
All right.
Let me get it back to how we were. There we go. All right. So coming up next.
All right, I've got the man, The Undertaker, versus Mitsuharu Misawa.
Ooh,
yeah,
another Japanese competitor. So, Nico, I told you I've got some Japanese representation here. But got the Dead Man versus Misawa. So, Jacob Barber, you are up first, sir. What do you got?
Unfortunately, I have not watched much of Misawa. Maybe a match or two. I need to. I know The Undertaker is probably the greatest character in WWE history. He was so good at revamping the character so it didn't get stale. Like there's so many different versions of The Undertaker, and you got the streak, so many memorable moments. So respected in the locker room too. I'm gonna go Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, Pez.
Man, I would almost vote for Misawa in just about every other bracket, just because the man has had almost every match he ever had was like a 5-star match. Like the man could wrestle his ass off and beat the shit out of people. But like the Undertaker is the Undertaker, man. Like 30 years, dude has been a top guy, killing it in the ring, busting his ass, and like Jacob said, probably the greatest pure character in the history of WWE. So I can't vote against the dead man. But yeah, I absolutely adore Misawa.
Yep. Yeah, and Pez, you sent me a couple matches to study for, and you sent me one that was Misawa versus Kobashi, and like that was a crazy match too. Like, look, I had a lot of fun watching that match. So like I'm like kind of into some of these Japanese wrestlers. Like they put on a great show, but I mean, look, how can you go against the Undertaker? The Undertaker's just the Undertaker. He's a legend. Like he's been doing it for so long, and like he's been right at the top the entire time. So I got to go with the Undertaker. Yeah.
All right, Richie.
Yeah, I feel bad. I kind of feel bad for Nico because I feel like I appreciate like getting a lot of Japanese representation on this list, but like but you pair up against like literally people who could be on a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. So I cannot, in good conscience, go against the Undertaker. He's the best of all time. It's a character that shouldn't work. And I don't know. You could argue. I don't know if they brought in a new character today. I don't know if it will work, especially with the booking in WWE. But like, it's character shouldn't work, and he even made like a dead biker work for a while. It made kind of more divisive with a character, but I love that character. Undertaker's he's a legend, man, and obviously a surefire Hall of Famer, and you could argue one of probably the best of all time, and definitely Undertaker. But I respect Misawa. I think he's amazing. But if it was against most other people, I would say Misawa. But
Yep. All right, Nico.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm giving away a sympathy vote here, just to give the Japanese guys some love, and I don't feel good voting against the Undertaker because he's one of the greatest characters of all time, the face of WrestleMania in a way, and the guy who carried WWE on his back for like 30 years on and off. But Mitsuhiro Misawa, he was either the first or second person to don the title of Tiger Mask, and he was constantly fighting a stigma in the Japanese culture at the time of like junior heavyweights can't really main event. And so he worked hard to get to heavyweight and became the All Japan Triple Crown heavyweight champion, carried the company on his back proudly until there was a rift between him and Giant Baba's widow. And so he went on to form the promotion of Pro Wrestling Noah. And a lot of great Japanese stars have come out of that promotion as well. Misawa's impact is felt by a lot of people in the American indie scene and the Japanese scene. Like Eddie Kingston had a green and white style outfit that he wore, I think, when he fought Jon Moxley for the AEW title last year. I think Low Key wore something of Misawa's during the finals of the most recent Opera Cup in MLW. So like Misawa means a lot to a lot of people who follow wrestling very heavily, and to the casuals who are watching, I understand what the Undertaker means to you, but go watch Misawa's matches and understand what Misawa means to a lot of the hardcores.
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Owens?
Yeah, man. Much love to Misawa. Very good rundown too of him, giving him some props. But I got to go with my heart. That's Mean Mark. As Richie kind of addressed, this is a character that potentially really shouldn't have lasted for 30 years, you know? This could have been a Papa Shango. This could have been a Mordecai. This could have been any other kind of ham-fisted gimmick. But the dude made it work. He revamped and started putting on some freaking classics, man. Those last few years with Triple H and then Shawn Michaels, mwah. So, yeah, I got to go with good old me, Mark.
Mm-hmm. All right. 5-1, just like last time for The Undertaker. Sorry, Jordan. Go, Jordan.
I was going to say, as a more casual wrestling fan of the group, like there's about 10 entrance songs that I can recognize without saying who's walking out that I know every single time in Undertaker. That's just one of those things that, like, when that music plays, like you know exactly who's stepping out of the ring. You know exactly. So, yep. So, just wanted to throw that in there. But
all right, scrolling on down, got Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson versus Kenta Kobashi. More Japanese representation.
Yeah, we got all the Japanese on this side.
And this is a match I would have loved to see back in like 2005 or something like that. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I'm going first this time. You know what? This time going around. No disrespect to Bryan Danielson. I've worked shows with him before he went to WWE. He's a good guy. Kenta Kobashi is one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. The man can beat the shit out of people. He knows exactly what he's doing in the ring. He puts on exciting matches. Him and Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor is my favorite wrestling match of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I love the man. So I'm actually going to go maybe against the grain here and go vote for Kenta Kobashi.
Yeah, and for me, like, I've only seen a handful of Japanese matches, but the Kobashi ones are always great. Like, I just love his, like, presence in the ring. Like, he just has this kind of stoic kind of just, like, present that, like, even if I don't understand what anyone's saying, they're all speaking Japanese. Like, you just feel the, like, power behind him, and like he's awesome. So yeah, no disrespect to Daniel Bryan, but yeah, I got to go with Kobashi. So, yeah.
All right, Richie,
yeah.
Jesus. Okay, you guys are evil, not in the cool Denhausen way.
This is tough.
This is tough. Tough, and this is tournament fights, man.
This is tough. Look, just because I have seen more of him, but look, I understand that he's a phenomenal wrestler. I will vote for Bryan Danielson, but I will not be upset if Kenta Kobashi gets in because Kenta Kobashi is amazing. But yes, I've personally, seen more of Bryan Danielson. So I will go Bryan Danielson, but it's very tough.
Nico, this one could get a shot if you continue your trend. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So this one's interesting for me because Bryan Danielson, like, he's a giant fan of Japanese wrestling. He models a lot of his in-ring style after Japanese wrestlers, including Kenta, formerly known as Hideo Itami, who got his name through the blessing of Kenta Kobashi. So it's like there's a lot of parallels between these two guys and a lot of, like, mutual relationships through the wrestling world that make it what it is. And if you have the Wrestle Universe streaming service, Kenta Kobashi was actually present, and he got to award the title to he got to award the KOD Openweight Championship to Konosuke Takeshita after he won it at Wrestle Peter Pan, which is a DDT event. But and this is weird because I'm the one who would probably fought hardest to get him in this top 64. But I have a lot of respect for the little guys who can become the main event, who can prove that you don't have to be a certain size to be at the top of the card. And that has always been Bryan Danielson. So I'm going to go with him and make it interesting.
Wow, we finally get some momentum for the Japanese guy, and you vote against it, man. I don't know what to do anymore.
I know. It's a weird conundrum.
Right, sure.
It's a weird conundrum.
All right, Jordan.
Man, I got too, man. I figured I might be pulling for Kobashi. He is one of my more favorite Japanese talents, but I got to, again, follow my heart here, man. Being a Bryan Danielson fan since Ring of Honor, he helped save my love of wrestling. I was kind of bored with wrestling And then I found Ring of Honor, and I saw that I think it was the second show where it was him, Daniels, and Low-Ki all having separate singles matches with one another. And I fell in love with pro wrestling again. And I remember being the only one at FCW excited to meet him. This is before he got to TV, and being like, no, you people are going to regret not getting an autograph later, because later on it's going to be hundreds, and here he is for free, hanging out, and nobody cared. And I got to share a Raw moment with him. I got to do the no to his yes when he was a heel. But more than that, man, besides just my thing, it really was a magical moment that, like, I really felt like we pushed him to the main event, us fans as a collective, because the dude was fired at one point, which kind of shows you how much they thought of him. If it was Roman or somebody they really had high hopes for, they would have never fired him at first. If Roman showed Justin Roberts, he would have kept his job. But he worked his way, man. We love him to this day. We're still excited to this day about what he's going to do next. Maybe return to Japan, do a little bit of both with AEW. So I got to go Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob.
I will always vote for my fellow Washingtonian. I think Daniel Bryan's amazing. He's been one of my favorites for like the last decade. I think he's great in ring. He got a one-word catchphrase over, and it's still over today. I think he's a great in-ring talent. I'm going to go Daniel Bryan.
Well, 4-2, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan moves on, and here's the conundrum, Nico. Had you voted for Ken Kobashi, you would have had the tiebreaker and could have pushed him through. So it was all up to you, and you failed, sir. You failed. But that's okay. We'll have some more chances here in the future. There's a few more guys from the, as Mike Tenay would say, from the Orient. They're still on the list. All right.
Got a couple here.
Lex Luger and Roman Reigns. This is an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to see this match?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Old school v new school. Yeah.
All right. Well, our host Jordan is up first this time, sir. So Lex Luger and Roman Reigns.
This one's actually tough because I don't know. Like I kind of like have equal love for both of them. But I just feel like I'm not as familiar with the new school, and this is one of the guys that I do know that I'm like that I get pretty excited about when he has matches and stuff. Like I feel like he's like carrying a lot of the new school like on his back, kind of. So I got to go with Roman Reigns, I think. So it'll be my vote.
All right, Richie.
Richie.
I'll live with you. Like when I was sort of growing up, I've never been a huge fan of Luger. Didn't think he was a great wrestler. Still don't really, but like I don't know if you ever like into the YouTube channel OSW Review. They did a whole arc on his like of him like going in WCW or in WWE and some in WCW. And I gained a little bit of a more appreciation for him. I got that they won me over with him. But however, and Roman Reigns' heel turn has been the highlight of wrestling for the last year. He's been amazing. And it's one of the very rare things in WWE I still kind of tune into. So I'm going to go with Roman Reigns.
Yep.
All right, Nico.
This is a very interesting matchup here because both of these are good-looking guys who Vince McMahon had repeatedly tried to push to the moon. The difference here is that with Lex, he never made it to the moon. With Roman Reigns, despite the micromanaging of the people backstage that basically made him bland to the point of I don't want to even see him on my TV. Roman Reigns has a personality, and when you let him use it, he does great things with it, as we've seen since SummerSlam of last year when he returned as a heel and has just been like the Samoan mob boss that has made WWE in its weakest creative state right now. It's been the creative has not been good for a while, but Roman Reigns has at least made SmackDown watchable. And he is carrying the entirety of the company of WWE on his back right now, and he should be rewarded for that. Lex Luger, he was never the guy. Vince tried to make him the guy, but really they were just looking for someone to replace Hulk Hogan when he left. And Lex was kind of like a square peg trying to be fit into a round hole. So I'm going with Roman Reigns here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Jordan.
This might be one of the slightly easier ones for me personally. Luger's fine, but I can see the reason why Vince kind of backed off on him, in '93 and went, let's put it on weight. He never really got too much of the top of WCW when it was pretty brief. And he kind of got lost in the shuffle. I think there's a reason for that. Roman, yes, he was shoved down our throats, but this last couple of years, man, it's turned around. He's become one of the reasons to tune into SmackDown, and he's put on some really good matches, man. Storytelling with Jay, even when he gets someone like Braun, he can put on a pretty watchable match. I can't recall a match of Luger's where I'm like, hell yeah, let's rewatch that Luger match. But I can start to say that for Roman now. So Roman easily for me.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, this one's easy too. Lex Luger isn't very memorable for me. Roman Reigns, I expect him to be on the list. Lex Luger is kind of like, oh yeah, he's, I guess, had an important part in history. But Roman Reigns now, like his heel stuff, up until a certain return a couple weeks ago, Reigns has probably been like the best thing in wrestling in America, at least. And his heel turn, like he made Jey Uso a believable main eventer, and you wanted to see him win the main world title on SmackDown. So Roman Reigns now, I think, is better than Lex Luger has ever been, and in my opinion, I'm gonna go Reigns.
Yep. Well, Pez, is it going to be a clean sweep?
I'll give the sympathy vote this time to Luger. I'll tell you one thing. Roman Reigns has never gotten a reaction from a crowd like Lex Luger would get on an almost weekly basis when he'd rack some poor fool and toss him up and down. So, you know what? During his heyday. So I'll give Lex Luger some love there.
All right.
I'll vote for him. Why not?
Pez Luger.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, right. Yep. All right. Well, Roman Reigns moves on, so we'll see what we got next.
All right. We got Brock Lesnar versus Scott Hall. Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Razor Ramon.
So Brock Lesnar and Scott Hall. And I believe we are starting with down at the bottom with Richie again this time. So what do you got?
Yeah. It's actually tougher than it currently maybe appears. But I guess in terms of okay. I do like Scott Hall. I think he is, in a way, one of the better wrestlers never to win the main title. I mean, some of that could be due to booking, some of that's due to his own personal demons. But yeah, I think that there's a reason WWE pushed Brock to the moon as soon as he debuted. He was more than just your big muscly guy. He's proven that he's just one that athlete that comes around one in a million, and he can still put on great matches when he's motivated, especially with the younger guys, like his matches with Bryan Danielson, AJ Styles, like his match with Finn Balor was great, and I think he's still got a lot to offer. I'm keen to see his how his thing with Roman's going to play out with him as a baby face with an Paul Heyman in the middle there. So I think there's still I think but basically Brock Lesnar for me, but I do appreciate Scott Hall a lot.
Yeah.
Nico.
This is a unique contrast because in Scott Hall, we have someone who loved the business, but sometimes the business did not love him back. And in Brock Lesnar, we have someone who has sometimes not loved the business, but the business has always loved him. Oh, dear Lord. We realize wrestling is scripted.
What?
No, it's not.
Let's not do that joke right now. But Scott Hall, no matter where he went, never got to be the guy. Brock Lesnar could just show up randomly in a blue moon And wherever he ended up, they would always make him the guy when he showed up. In WWE, he could just pop in out of nowhere and become the WWE or the Universal Champion. He went to New Japan to wrestle one match with Kurt Angle and became the IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and then held that title hostage because he didn't want to travel back to Japan. And so they had to like wait for a good long while and create an entirely new belt until Shinsuke Nakamura could finally take the title Brock stole off of him. Brock Lesnar can do literally whatever he wants. He can go to the UFC and become the heavyweight champion of the world in his third fight with the company, in his fourth fight overall. Like in the world of sports entertainment, Brock Lesnar is basically an anomaly. Like he is a freak of nature in more than one way. So I got to go with Brock Lesnar here.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Survey says, yeah, Brock. I love me some Razor. You know what I mean? I'm a big 90s kid, so he's somebody that's always drawn to my attention. The reason I went over and started watching WCW, him and Nash. But if you just go, I kind of go by like legacy and maybe overall match quality. And, Lesnar can have some bangers with, Kurt Angle, and more recently, like whether it's like an AJ or so. I have to go with Lesnar. He's an attraction. We are drawn to him for some reason. Maybe a little over push at times, in my opinion, but I'm going to go with Lesnar.
Yep.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, is really good in the ring at what he did. He was really good. But Brock Lesnar is an attraction. Like, he has a presence. And I'd argue that, 2002, 2004, Brock Lesnar was one of the best in the company. Like, he was putting on classics in the ring. Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, John Cena, Undertaker. Like, he was putting on great matches with all those guys. And now, this is actually a dream match of mine too. So I'm glad they matched up in the bracket. But I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar here.
Yeah. Pez, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm also going with Brock. Brock is he was so good so quickly and just has remained amazing and for literally across the span of almost 20 years. I will give love to Scott Hall in that he was always willing to put people over, give people their spots, do things for the younger guys and the new talents. Always appreciated that. The Demons got a little bit better of him, but Brock Lesnar is it's going to be a hard one to beat in this one for me.
Yeah. Well, Pez, there's another match that you sent me, the Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels ladder match, and that was a super fun match, but just because just two powerhouses going up against each other, and then I did like at the end how Razor Ramon, how he's known at the time. Look at the end, he knew that Shawn Michaels had just won it by the skin of his teeth, so he just grabs the belt and just hands it to him and shakes his hand. I kind of thought that was a cool moment at the end there, but Brock Lesnar though, I feel like from the very first time that we ever saw him, he was already right at the top. From this first match, he's already just like a powerhouse just from day one, and he pretty much stayed there all the time. So I got to go with Brock Lesnar, I think so.
All right. Well, it's our first clean sweep of the evening for Brock Lesnar.
Clean sweep.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, moving on down, we'll see you.
We got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Steen.
Kevin Owens.
AKA Kevin Steen, AKA Mr. Wrestling. So, and Nico, you were up first on this one.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't like that this is starting with me.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. What we have here are two guys who were the best of the best for their respective times. In Ricky Steamboat's time, you didn't really have to do as much flippy shit off the top rope to get the crowd to pop. The storytelling is what mattered. The chain wrestling and the one time you would go to the top rope, it mattered significantly. And Ricky Steamboat was a master of that. But we're not in that time frame. We're in a much different time period. And Kevin Owens is one of the earliest additions for the modern era of big guys who can do a lot of things that the little guys do. Like he's doing swantons, he's doing moonsaults, he's doing frog splashes that look great, and he's got a gas tank for days. He can do so many great matches in all different types of stipulations. The things he has put his body through over the past decade are ridiculous. But then I also have to factor in that Ricky Steamboat would have 60-minute classics with Ric Flair like every week, traveling with the NWA. So it's very difficult to pick someone here. But I'm going to go with my new school bias and just say that the sacrifices he has put his body through should be rewarded. I'm going with Kevin Owens.
All right. Well, Jordan, who you got?
Definitely a tough one. I love Steamboat, man. One of the great technical wrestlers, someone, that helped kind of adapt a new style as well without overdoing it, as Nico kind of said. I was one of the only 110 people that saw his final match ever, actually. Him and his son versus the Dude Busters at an FCW show. And then they did that Nexus spot where they fucked up his back again and he never wrestled again. So I have that footage if anyone wants to see it. No one stopped me. So I love Steamboat, man. Kevin's another one, man. I've been following him, for quite a while, being that chubby guy from Canada to to struggling to get on the Ring of Honor roster, to being the top tag team with Generico, to being the top world champion. Him and Generico with their year-long feud, following him coming to NXT, and he's another guy almost like a Daniel Bryan in a different way that. He's not necessarily what you picture for WWE. Brock, Roman, that's what you picture for WWE. This is a guy who's got a little bit of chub, wears a T-shirt. You know what I mean? He's scraggly. Now he's tattooed. He's got tattoos more and more every year. But it works, man. We're drawn to him, and he can cut a great promo. And he's also one of my favorite things about a wrestler, too, is somebody that can make me hate him and love him. And we hated him a couple years ago, and now we're back to loving him because he's that good. He can make us believe one way or the other. So, and also because he's my cousin, and I'm going to see him at Thanksgiving, my vote goes to cousin Kev Owens.
All right. Nice.
That was a long way to get to a punchline.
Yeah.
Right. And Jacob.
Yeah.
Well, in the interest of time, I'll keep mine short. I think Ricky Steamboat was nearly flawless in the ring from what I've seen of him. I didn't obviously watch a lot of him growing up, but what I have seen, being able to go back and watch, it's amazing what he was able to do in the ring. I had Bret Hart DVD, and there was a match. It was an early Bret Hart match against Ricky Steamboat, and that's one of my favorite matches of all time. Owens is good. He's good at what he does. He's one of the best nowadays. But I'm going to go Steamboat. I'm going to go old school here.
All right. Well, Pez, who you got?
I'm going old school Dragon as well. Ricky Steamboat is one of the greatest baby faces of all time. He's one of the great sellers of all time. One of those guys that could hold a crowd in the palm of his hands and get that sympathy, which is so hard to get nowadays, and really connect with the crowd. A man who could have great matches with pretty much anybody, and obviously the matches he had with guys like Flair are all-timers. I like Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, whatever you want to call him, but I'm going to go old school in this one, go with the Dragon.
Yeah, and for me, I'm not as familiar with Kevin Owens. I don't know a lot from him, but Ricky Steamboat, so I made good use of my free trial of the WWE Network. I went back and watched the first 6 WrestleManias, and WrestleMania 3 when he comes out and he goes up against Macho Man Randy Savage, might be one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. It's a really cool match. And then he just took on everyone from the time, all the heavy hitters, Ric Flair, all those guys. And so yeah, I gotta go with Ricky Steamboat, I think. So
Richie?
Just to clarify, so if I vote for Kevin Owens, would this be a tie, and that would have to come down to me again?
No, it goes to Nico for the tiebreaker if you send it to a tie. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
You might put him through. You never know.
This is very hard. Ricky Steamboat's amazing. One of the first real he's just he's great. Like even when later on in his career when he came back and did that feud with Jericho, he was way better than that anyone thought he would be. He was just so good. But Kevin Owens broke the sort of the mold of what it means to sort of be a sort of a super sort of a what superstar should sort of look like. Yeah, but he isn't this sort of this guy with six pack abs or anything like that. But he's not just a power guy. He can like Nico said, he can do swan times, frog splashes, and those are great. And he's also very amazing on the microphone. And he's great in the heel and babyface role. Like say what you about WWE these days, but that festival of friendship, like the turning on Jericho, is still a great raw moment, and I just go back to it, and that's partly because of him. He just played it so well. Look, as much as I really love Ricky Steamboat, I'm gonna just slightly go with Kevin Owens.
All right. Well, we have a tie, so it goes to Nico. Who are you going to put through? You have the power, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do because I don't feel comfortable breaking this tie with just my opinion. So what we're gonna do here is this: I have a dice in my hand. If it lands on an odd number, we are going with Ricky Steamboat. If it lands on an even number, we are going with Kevin Owens. I'm going to roll it now.
Okay.
All right.
It's 4, so Kevin Owens.
Okay.
All right. Well, Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens goes through.
All right.
All right. I just need to do a quick point of order. Guys, we are not even halfway through the one half of the bracket, and we are at an hour. We got to pick up the pace. I'm sorry to do this, but we cannot go through the Wikipedia of every single person. I just want to point that out. Otherwise, we will be here, according to my calculations, for 8 hours, and we do not want to do an 8-hour show. So let's try to keep it to 20, 30 seconds and keep it moving. So I apologize. I'm not trying to be that guy, but looking at the clock, we got to move it along. So we got to keep moving. All right. So next up, we got the Iron Sheik versus Booker T.
All right.
Nice. And today, this one we go to Owens. Sure, Owens, sir.
All right, so let me tell you about every memory I have of Iron Sheik since I was
exactly.
I'll make it a lot more brief. Actually, this is one I'm going to be probably brief in general. I know more probably about Iron Sheik his shenanigans lately than I do really of his actual wrestling career. I think Booker's got a great story. He's at the in-ring game and is still a contributor to this day. So Booker T.
Yep. Jacob, who you got?
The character of King Booker is my favorite character in all of wrestling. I don't know what it was about him. Maybe 16-year-old me just I don't know what it was about 16-year-old me that loved King Booker. But it was fantastic. Great tag team wrestler, great singles competitor. Booker T.
Yep. Pez, who you got?
Yeah, for me, Booker T has just been a workhorse for 25 years. I mean, just having great match after great match. He works his ass off. I love Sheik's personality, and he's a fun heel. But this one I go Booker T.
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Booker T fan, and the Iron Sheik just kind of makes me laugh with his personality though. But I don't know if I love watching him in the ring. So I think I gotta go with Booker T. So yeah. I'll just keep it short. I'll go with Booker T.
Richie.
Richie.
Sheik's a great heel, a great personality, but I can't recall any great Sheik matches. Booker T is phenomenal. Rewatching Nitro, he probably should have got a Porsche way before he actually did. He is great. He's one of the most prolific wrestlers of all time. Booker T.
Yep.
Iron Sheik is a great character, and he has a great reputation in terms of his amateur wrestling career that helped him become a great in the professional wrestling world. But Booker T is a true rags to riches story, and he not only that, but he broke a lot of barriers for the business for people who look like him, and now he's giving back to the business by training a lot of the newcomers in the wrestling world, like Roxy, who is in the Ring of Honor Women's Championship Tournament Final Four right now. So I'm going with Booker T.
Yeah, and shout out to Brad Gilmore, who's play-by-play for his Reality of Wrestling, for Booker T's Reality of Wrestling.
Right.
Yeah, also, nice connection there.
He should have won at WrestleMania 19.
Oh, damn right. That was a travesty.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But moving on.
All right. So we got Seth Rollins, a.k.a. Tyler Black from back in the day, versus Kane, the Big Red Machine.
Oh,
yeah. All right.
Here we go.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Barber, you are up first, sir.
Oh. Man, I love the character of Kane. His tag team run with Daniel Bryan was a lot of fun to watch. I think Seth Rollins is one of the best in ring now, and he's also really good on the mic. I think he's been really good at revamping his character as needed. But my heart's saying Kane, so I'm gonna go Kane.
Yeah. All right. Well, Pez, who you got?
Yeah, I'm watching some 2001 Raws and SmackDowns right now, and Kane is like the greatest big man I ever saw. Like that month, like he's the greatest, and he's so damn good. He's been so damn good for so long. I got to give my love to Kane here. Rollins is a great worker, but kind of like Barber, my heart goes to Kane.
Yeah, this one's kind of tough, just because Seth Rollins works hard. He is great, but I mean, I got to give it to Kane. It's kind of like you said, Austin. Kane is one of the best big man, especially for his time. He was great. So I got to go with Kane.
All right, Richie.
I think if we were voting best worker, Seth Rollins would win hands down. But Kane, sort of like the Undertaker, has a gimmick that shouldn't work, but it really does. I think that that's also due to him, and he was one of my favorite wrestlers at one point, and he also, at least early on, he could have good matches. He can do heel or babyface role, and he's really good at comedy, as we found with Daniel Bryan, the Team Hell No stuff, and and early on his career as well. So I have to go Kane, but I appreciate Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nico?
Seth Rollins has been part of a lot of great matches and a lot of historical moments in wrestling. Unfortunately, he has struggled to do it all. He is a better heel than he has been a babyface, and whenever things didn't go his way or he didn't get the reaction he wanted, he would sometimes lash out at the fans, and that has hurt his reputation a little bit. Kane is someone who has been able to do it all. He's been able to do the spooky gimmick. He's been able to make this gimmick somehow funny and work. He has been an effective heel. He's been an effective face, and most notably of all, he's been a safe worker. I don't think anyone has ever had anything bad to say about his in-ring work. Sometimes it might be slow, but he was always protective of the people he was wrestling, and that's something to be commended. And somehow he became the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, which
that's damn right.
It should be commended.
Crazy.
Yes.
So I'm going with Kane.
That's very true. Mr. Owens.
Well, I will go against the grain. It's not a pity vote. It's my real vote. Seth Rollins. I love Kane. He's able to, another guy kind of like Undertaker, really stretch a gimmick that could have ended soon, but it's a lengthy career. As Nico said, too, it seems like he's generally a great guy. Never heard a bad word about him. I think Seth's been really good, kind of like in a Kevin Owens way about kind of redefining himself. I like the current Drip King with the suits. He put on Match of the Night with Edge. He's someone I think still has a lot ahead of him. I think we still haven't even necessarily seen the best of him. So I'll go with Rollins just to give him some love.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But the mayor of Knox County and the Big Red Machine is going to move on in this round.
Mayor of Knox County.
Right. That's a true story. The current mayor
needs to get up to do some kind of speech dressed in full Kane outfit. I just want to see that.
He did choke slam someone at a public assembly.
That's it.
Really?
That's true.
That's awesome. Nice.
All right, scrolling down. Now we've got Olympic hero Kurt Angle versus Kevin Nash. Big sexy.
This is easy.
All right, this may be easy. This may be easy, but we'll see what happens. I am up first on this one. Yeah, I'm going with the gold medalist. I'm going with Kurt Angle. Kevin Nash is certainly one of the most recognizable personalities across the decades, but the 6 moves of dooms can't hold up to an Olympic gold medalist. Sorry, Kurt Angle's awesome, and I love him. So Kurt Angle.
Yeah, and when I'm at the peak of when I watch wrestling in the Attitude Era, it just seemed like Kevin Nash was just everywhere. Like he'd always show up so much, but like he never really seemed to like win a lot, I guess. So I mean, I gotta go.
He just didn't have that many matches. He would just kind of lounge around in his flip flops and do nothing.
Right.
But
right. But I gotta go with Kurt Angle. I mean, he has a gold medal. I mean, he knows actually like real wrestling. So yeah, I got to go with Kurt Angle.
All right,
so, Mr. Richie.
I'll try to keep this quick. So Kevin Nash is sort of like Brock Lesnar in the way that, like, you know, there's a certain aura around him. I think there's a certain charisma that you're drawn to him. But like Brock Lesnar, too, you wonder if how much he actually likes wrestling, and if he's just in it for the money. And I think he's more, he's more or less just said like that he's in it for the money, and it's kind of rubs me the wrong way. I mean, you know. And he has had good matches, but I think he's been carried to good matches. But you're going up against Kurt Angle, who is literally one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I think he's one of literally the best of all time. I love Kurt Angle. I think he should go far in this bracket. Kurt Angle, by far, this is very easy.
Yeah.
Nico.
Kurt Angle won a gold medal and main evented WrestleMania with a broken freaking neck. Kevin Nash became a meme for the amount of times he's torn his quads. We're going with my fellow Western Pennsylvanian Kurt Angle here.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan. And
I'll disagree that it's easy because I did love Diesel for a little while in the WWF. I was super pumped in the WCW early days, but it kind of falls apart from there. His other title reigns are kind of meaningless, and then he never could really gain traction for very long in WWE without being injury prone. And as you said, kind of his backstage, you know, maybe politics. So Kurt Angle put on bangers almost since day one, better than he should have been with a broken freaking neck. Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Jacob?
Clean sweep. Send him through. Kurt Angle.
All right.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle's moving on to round 2. It's true. It's damn true.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. All right.
Scroll on down. We got Triple H, the game, versus Scott Steiner. A match we don't want to see. No, we don't want to see this match. No, skip it. We don't want to see. We already saw this match. It was horrible.
We saw it twice.
It's horrible.
Twice. Jordan might not get that joke. They had a horrible Royal Rumble match. It's infamous. It's
a horrible.
Yeah. It's a very infamous match. Well, speaking of Jordan, our host, you're up first, sir. Yeah, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner versus Triple H. What do you got?
Well, I've seen a million Triple H matches. Like he just brings it every time. Like he's one of the best, and like Scott Steiner. I've only seen a match or two of his, and like he was fun to watch. But when I gotta go with Triple H, I just feel like he's a legend in the game. So I gotta go Triple H. Richie?
I think what people forget because like I think these days like Scott Steiner is probably known for his antics, especially the most famous thing about Scott Steiner these days is the Steiner math promo he cut on TNA. But like Scott Steiner especially before he became Poppy Pump was a phenomenal wrestler, especially in the tactic. He was like he could do things that a person of size shouldn't be able to do. He's amazing. But Triple H, I have a lot of respect for. You can say probably like Kevin Nash, you can say what you want at the backstage of politics, especially in 2005. But like he was a great ring tactician, great charisma. And just got a great mind for the business. It's just unfortunately, Vince and Bruce Pritchard don't see that at the moment. But Triple H deserves to beat Scott Steiner a third time.
Yeah. Well, Nico?
We are currently living in what is the worst period of Triple H's life right now. His baby NXT is basically being gutted and repackaged in a way that does not fit the metal baby that he loved from its creation. And unfortunately, I'm about to shit on his life even more because for what he did to Booker T in 2003, and simply because Scott Steiner math is a brilliant piece of work, I am going with Scott Steiner.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
All right,
Jordan.
Richie put up a good argument about early days Steiner. He did some great stuff. Unfortunately, we kind of lost that, and kind of like Sheik, he's become to me more known for promos that are just wacky and outside shenanigans than actually in the ring. So my vote definitely goes to Triple H.
Yep. Jacob.
If this were tag team wrestlers, Scott Steiner would probably go pretty far. But we're talking singles wrestlers. Triple H, great heel, great face. He can be funny. He can be vicious. He can do it all. And he can put on decent matches. I'm going to go Triple H.
Yep. Pez? There you go.
I'll keep it short and sweet. Scott Steiner was super fun, especially back in the day, like early mid-90s. He's awesome, just like tossing dudes around, suplexing people left and right. But Triple H, he's had great matches with just about everybody other than Scott Steiner, and he's really good. And he's the man. So I'll give it to Triple H on this one.
Yep.
All right.
Triple H.
5-1 for the game. All right. Scroll on down. We got Bret the Hitman Hart. All right, going up against Chris Jericho.
Oh, Jesus.
Right.
Interesting. This might be the toughest one so far. Ooh.
Yeah. Same era.
Yeah. All right. And
Richie?
this time, Richie, you get to start it out, man. I saw you breathe a heavy sigh there.
Yeah.
This is gonna be tough. So, what do you got?
Okay. I got love for Bret Hart, one of the best, mat technicians of all time. I said before, I think Owens a bit better, but that just goes to the Owens is. Jericho, even now, is still at 50 years old, still reinventing himself, still endlessly entertaining, and just great, and maybe biased because I've met the guy and he's great, but just slightly, I'm going to say Chris Jericho.
All right,
Nico.
For reasons that Richie has already specified, I'm going with Chris Jericho, the master of reinvention. He's just been able to keep himself relevant for a long ass period of time, for multiple decades, and unfortunately, Bret Hart, as popular as he was in his time, and as much as life has tried to throw at him in terms of negativity and bullcrap, he still finds a way to make himself unlikable at times. And so I'm going with Chris Jericho here.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
Let's keep that Y2J love going. Hey, man, props to Bret, but Jericho to me is the whole package, man. Charisma, promos, wrestling ability, still to this day, reinvention, Jericho.
Yeah. Jacob? You got?
I don't think I need to repeat everything that they've said because it's all true. And Jericho got an entire arena to sing his entrance music. So I think that speaks volumes to the kind of performer and the kind of impact that Jericho has made in the wrestling world. I'm going to go Jericho.
Yeah. Pez, you got?
Yeah, the reinvention argument is hard to go up against. The fact that he's gone from Lionheart to dork with the ponytail to Y2J to asshole against Shawn Michaels to the list to now Judas, everything in between. He's been the man for a long, long time. I'm going to vote for Jericho.
Yeah, and I would just basically echo that. Just the amount of times that he's reinvented himself in like so many creative ways, and it's worked almost every time, and like he's one of the most entertaining wrestlers to watch, not only in the ring but outside the ring. I mean, like with his podcast, with his band that he has, like just like he's just doing like so many different things. So yeah, like I gotta go with Chris Jericho.
All right. Well, Jericho's going to have a clean sweep here against the Hitman. I mean, maybe if the Hitman had gone up against, other people, he probably would have gone through. That's the problem with tournament fights. You never know what you're going to get.
Yep, exactly.
All right. We got Sting versus Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, man.
All right.
Oh.
This is an interesting match. Yeah. And who's up first? It should be Mr. Nico. You're up first on this one. Sting versus RVD.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. I hate this so much. I hate having to pick one or the other. Because Sting is Sting. He's got that history to him. Like he somehow managed to stand the test of time. But so is RVD. And RVD, like, he has a style of wrestling that, I come from a martial arts background too, and I really like what he was able to. He became an innovator in a lot of ways of mixing kickboxing with the hardcore style of wrestling, and so for that reason, because I can see myself in him a little bit more, I'm going with Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. Jordan?
Yeah, this is a tough one because you got a kind of a bit of a contrast here. I feel like both of them really exceeded in their own niche, in their own category. I'll go by Hart. I'll go by Sting. I feel like I was more drawn to him as a character. There was moments with him where RVD was really fun and a great main eventer for his time to a degree, but it was Sting that I was really drawn to, so Sting.
Yeah. Jacob, who you got?
I was a WCW kid growing up. That's what my dad watched, what I watched. And Sting was the main reason I kept watching. I even dressed up as him for Halloween in 3rd grade.
Nice.
And he's still good to this day. I still enjoy watching him. He's not quite the performer he was, but he's still really good to watch. He's still really fun to watch. I'm going to go Sting.
Yeah. Pez?
Man, I've been going old school a lot tonight, but in this one, I got to go with Mr. Monday Night. If you put me a handful of matches from each guy in front of me, I'm going to watch RVD's matches. I'm going with the whole effing show on this one.
Yeah. For me, I'm just a huge Sting fan. I love old school Sting just as much as like how he is after he reinvented himself as the kind of like the Crow type of Sting, kind of like I like to call it a little bit. Kind of has the whole Crow vibe going on, but he was fun in both eras, and like Rob Van Dam is great, but Sting I just love Sting so much. I'm the same way as is Jacob. I grew up watching WCW was one of my go-tos when I watch wrestling. So I mean, Sting was like one of the main parts of that. So I got to go Sting.
All right, Mr. Richie.
Richie.
I probably grew up watching more RVD matches than I did Sting. However, I have to Sting is one of the Undertaker, like Kane, one of the best characters of all time, and the fact he's still going. Again, he's got this certain aura about him. Like both these guys, you can look at very few guys you can look at and go, these guys are cool. Both these guys are cool. But I think Sting just got a bit of the top for me, especially and he's still going at modern day. I think his pairing of Darby Allin is great, and I love a few weeks ago the spot with Orange Cassidy. That was amazing. So it pains me because RVD would win would get my vote paired with most other people, but it's Sting, so I have to go Sting.
Yeah.
All right, with that 4-2, it's Sting going to the next round.
Sting.
All right. Sorry, Mr. Pay-Per-View. Sorry about that.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
All right, we've got Samoa Joe versus Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig.
Yeah,
Mr. Perfect.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
All right.
Well, Nico, do you hate the show or do you hate the show? We're making selfish choices here tonight. Yeah, it's a tough thing, man. Mr. Owens, you have the honor, sir. Samoa Joe versus Kurt Hennig.
Damn. All right. Yeah. So Sophie's Choice, as you said. Maybe just because we got to see a little bit more of him rising the ranks. I'll go Joe. I'll go Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Jacob, you got?
Man, Mr. Perfect is probably my favorite wrestler to not win a world title.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe's so good. Like for a big man, he is so good. Oh man. My heart right now is saying Mr. Perfect, and it's probably going to say something different tomorrow. But right now, I'm going to go Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough one because like I love just the character of Mr. Perfect. Like I've imitated Kurt when I've done like tried to get on like stuff. Like I legit have a story about doing Fear Factor Live at Universal Studios, and the reason I got on there is because I cut a promo like Mr. Perfect, and like I love him so much. But like Samoa Joe, like I'm such a huge old school Ring of Honor fan, and like dude would just had bangers like every time he went out there, and he's awesome. Like I just can't deny the fact that like I just adore Samoa Joe, so I'm gonna go Samoa Joe.
Yeah, and like kind of like it's been said before that Mr. Perfect, he has the name, but he's never won any titles or anything. And Samoa Joe's like he's just so like he's so talented and like just the raw like strength and like power that he has. It's just like I don't know like he'd be like for me probably like if I ever were a wrestler, he'd be one of the like scariest guys to go up against. Like he's just so good. So I got to go with Samoa Joe. So
all right, Richie.
I think Kurt Hennig's phenomenal, but I think maybe like when he took those few years off, then debuted on Nitro, I think he did lose a step. I don't feel like Samoa Joe has ever sort of lost a step. I think like Kevin Owens, he sort of broke the mold of what a wrestler his size could do and could be. I think the dude's amazing, and I feel like his promo ability is understated. I think he's one of the best in the company at the moment on the mic. I think he's amazing. Props to Kurt Hennig, he is one of the best to never win the title. But I have to go Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
All right, Nico.
Whenever Samoa Joe enters a ring, you feel like you are about to watch a slaughter. Whenever he opens his mouth, you feel like you are listening to the bad guy in an Oscar-winning movie. That's how good his promo work can be sometimes. Samoa Joe all the way. No disrespect to Mr. Perfect, but this is a generational thing where like the newer generations saw what the older generations did and took it to the next level. And Joe has done exactly that.
Nice, Jordan.
Yeah.
And we're now joined by Mr. Perfect. Well, hello, Kurt. How do you feel about getting eliminated in the first round by Samoa Joe?
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. All right. Moving on to the next match. See what we got. These are so much fun to reveal. I love this. Sergeant Slaughter and Jeff Hardy. What an interesting match.
Oh, this is a weird one. This is a weird match.
This is very weird. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Barber, you're up first on this one. Sergeant Slaughter and Jeff Hardy.
I think I enjoy Slaughter more as an authority figure on screen than as a wrestler, like in ring. Jeff Hardy, high flyer. Just forget the match with Sting and TNA. Forget about that. Don't bring. It's one time I'm going to bring it up. Let's not bring it up again. Yeah, Jeff Hardy, great singles wrestler, great tag team wrestler, and he connects with the fans. I'm gonna go with Jeff Hardy.
All right, Pez.
Yeah. I'm also gonna go with Jeff Hardy. Dude has been, putting his body on the line literally for over 20 years. He's still doing it. I don't know why he's still doing it. I kind of wish he would just retire for his own sake, but no disrespect to the guy. But yeah, I was never really a giant Sergeant Slaughter fan. The character is great. It's a lot of fun, but I'm going to go with the Daredevil on this one.
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter for me is just all character work. Like I wasn't really like a big fan of him as an actual wrestler, but he's a great character. But Jeff Hardy, yeah, he's awesome, and like I kind of feel the same way with Austin. Like I'm like kind of surprised he's still around. But he is. But I would still go Jeff Hardy. I think so. Be my vote.
Richie.
Hey, Pez. Jeff Hardy still got it right. He pinned Karrion Kross. So there you go.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I'm more worried about his own health. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is. I worry about that he's gonna just kill himself in the ring at some point.
Yeah,
and I don't see that.
But like, this is a weird match. But I feel like Sergeant Slaughter is sort of like this guy, kind of similar to Lex Luger, that maybe Vince tried to make a thing and never really became a thing. But Jeff Hardy, to me, is still he's still very over with it. Like he can get over with any sort of any sort of attitude era with aggression. Now he's still one of those guys. No matter how he's booked, I don't think his booking really hurts him. I think he's still very over. I think he's phenomenal. I wish he would get a title run before he retires. But yes, Jeff Hardy all the way.
Yep.
All right, Nico.
All right, Nico.
I got a lot of love for wrestlers who paint their face, and Jeff Hardy's designs are really some of the most intricate face paint designs in all of professional wrestling. Like the techniques he will use to make his designs so out there is insane. Having said that, his best quality is also his worst quality, which is that he gives zero shits about what happens to his body. And that has gotten him a lot of fanfare, but it's also gotten him a lot of trouble with both backstage and with the law. So it's like, do we reward that or do we maybe?
And look, see, Sergeant's chastising him for it right now. Jeff, stop doing what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I see the writing on the wall here, and that Jeff is going through. So I'm gonna give a pity vote to Sergeant Slaughter simply because he was a bit of a legitimate tough guy. Or obviously his military service is in question because of the kayfabe of the time period in which he wrestled. But he was in a lot of matches in his heyday where it was just like beat the shit out of the other guy, throw stiff clotheslines.
Pat Patterson. Go watch Sergeant Slaughter versus Pat Patterson from Madison Square Garden. It is a brutal bloodbath if you want to see him work and beat the shit out of people. Yeah.
Wasn't the United States title on the line for that one?
Something. It was either that or the Intercontinental, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, Intercontinental. Yeah.
I don't think the IC title was a thing in WWF at the time. I think it was the 3 Ws at the time. But I know which match you're referring to. So Jeff Hardy's going through, but I'm giving my vote to Slaughter here.
Yep. Jordan, who you got?
Slaughter had that really cool heel turn, and he is a badass. You'll watch some of those NWA matches from the late '80s. He's a badass, and he was really those were fights. But again, man, I'm a '90s, 2000s guy. Jeff Hardy has been, as everyone said, putting his body on the line, still somehow doing it, man. I think a lot of us had him retiring a few years ago, but he's still doing it. A lot of people are drawn to him. He's created such a big fan base. So Hardy.
Yeah.
All right.
With that,
okay,
Jeff Hardy is moving on. All right. And that'll be the end of that side.
Ooh, finally, after an hour and a half. So we got a whole other string of match. We got 32 more competitors we got to get to, though. We'll see who's on the other side.
Yeah.
If anybody needs a restroom break or anything, we can pause for a second. If anybody does, just let me know. So
I'm good.
We keep it casual. We keep it casual here. Step away if you need to. So we keep it casual.
There you go.
All right. So we got Gary the King Lawler versus John Cena. All right. All right. That's an interesting one. I'm up first. Okay. I'm a way bigger fan of John Cena circa like 2003, 2004 than I was pretty much anything after that. I'm going to give some love to the King, mainly for the fact that he owned Memphis Wrestling forever, and he's a great psychological worker. He knows how to be how to control a crowd, how to cut promos. He's subtly one of the best workers on this list, I think. I'm going to give it to Lawler just for personal preferences.
Yeah. For me, I'm not as familiar with Lawler, so it's hard for me to really say a whole lot about him. But like John Cena, Well, I'm a big John Cena fan. I actually just missed out on meeting him at a Comic-Con that I went to, so I always regret that. But like I always thought of him like sort of like a hipster kind of guy, like I don't know, one of those kind of guys that like tried to act too cool for what he actually was. But John Cena, he always puts on amazing matches. He's super fun to watch, and he's got charisma for days. So I got to go John Cena. So.
No, I respect Jerry Lawler's accomplishments. I respect that he's a tremendous wrestling legend. That being said, okay, I don't want to meet him. I'm not a fan of him at all. I think he's very problematic. I'm just not. I'm not. I just can't. I can't listen to him on commentary. Never want to him on commentary. I can't deal. Like John Cena's a guy. I think he got like even when he was getting the booze. I thought sometimes I wasn't warranted. I think he's a lot more talented people than people give him credit for. I think John Cena should actually go far in this tournament. John Cena all the way.
Yeah. Nico, here you go.
So everything in my mind is saying I should vote for John Cena. I've seen a lot of John Cena's best matches, and I absolutely hate Jerry Lawler on commentary. So many problematic things that man has said over his long career as a commentator. Having said that, he was a multi-time AWA World's Heavyweight Champion, and he just wrestled a match a few weeks ago against Enzo Amore. It was a casket match, and he had and I want you to keep in mind that this is just years removed from him having a heart attack and him being in his 70s. So I have to give him some respect simply for that. So here's what we're gonna do: we're bringing back out the dice.
All right.
Odds for Jerry, evens for Cena.
Let's see.
It's 4 again. We're going with Cena.
The dice loves the number 4, I guess. So, yep. Cena. Yeah.
Jordan?
I'm confused. I see a picture of Lawler, and I don't see anyone else. Get it? Somebody had to make that shitty joke. All right. So, with that
I was
being
hoping
said,
no one would.
No, I had to. Low hanging fruit. Lawler did some awesome things back in the day. I've been meaning to kind of even rewatch it, man. He really is somebody again that could be studied. I'm gonna go with longevity. I'm gonna go with also I hate to say, but hey, we can vote for whatever we want. Human being wise too, I'm going with Cena. All the stuff he's done over the years for Make a Wish, and like it or not, he's another one that created another big boom at a time that I thought a lot of people didn't think we were going to get it. He brought in more women. He brought in more kids. Whether you like that or not, it brought in more money. And I think Cena also, too, longevity, and can also have some really great matches. And one of my favorite things a wrestler can do, he can talk you into caring about a match. You can start off not caring about him versus Rock or him versus Roman, but he will talk you into it. He's that good. So, Cena.
Yep.
All right.
Jacob.
Jerry Lawler is part of my least favorite match of all time. I'm talking Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole at WrestleMania 27. Shouldn't have happened. I don't know why it did. Didn't need to be at the biggest show of the year. John Cena is getting my vote here.
Well, it just didn't need to be. It didn't need to be 20 minutes long. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The first main
And a blank picture goes through the next round.
I never thought a match involving. I never thought a match Stone Cold Steve Austin was involved in would be my least favorite of all time.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Next. Yeah, Kenny Omega.
Oh
versus nobody. Uh-oh.
Well, nobody. So we can. Yeah, that's probably the website glitching. So I mean, we could just advance them, or can quickly check really quick if there's anyone.
Yeah, check. I want to see if I was going to vote against them.
Hang on. So don't look if you don't want to be spoiling. I'm going to quickly scroll to the bottom of the screen and let me see. Let me just see. I don't know if it's going to. It's going to let me do it though. If I go to, you get to see the behind the stuff. We're gonna edit template. So this will show the remaining ones that are left. So Let's see.
Or you could just stop screen sharing for a second and just.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, here. Let's just do that. So just talk amongst yourselves, like.
Yeah,
like who are your
we shall
favorites
return.
So far?
We shall return the tournament fights in just a minute. I would say I might go as far to say Harley Race beating Hulk Hogan in the first round is a bit of an upset. I think people are going to wonder why he isn't in the final 8 when we get to the. Oh, we neglected to mention, by the way, the Elite 8 when we get there are going to go in a poll in the Schmodown Friends and Family tournament coming up this weekend. So whoever makes it to the Elite 8, you can vote for your favorites. Anybody watching? And so we got to talk about that. But yeah, like I maybe that, seeing Bret the Hitman Hart go out so early is a little heartbreaking, but it all depends on who they go up against.
Heartbreaking.
I just found who it was supposed to be, and you're going to see it in a minute. I'm actually glad that we didn't miss him. So
okay,
we'll see.
Probably a heavy hitter.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
2 of my top 3 of all time.
Give me a quick second. Yeah, give me like 1 minute, and we'll be back on. But let's see.
I think we can all agree that Jeff Hardy is not going through the third round.
Well, yeah, I guess some of these guys may make it through. They're not going to make it through very far. Yeah, depending on who they go up against in the second round, but that can definitely happen.
Well, just for you saying that, I'm voting for Jeff Hardy now.
I understand the career. I understand the career trajectory and stuff like that. So you have to go Jeff. But you can make an argument that Matt Hardy's pretty good. Anyway, you can make an argument that Matt was pretty better than Jeff in a lot of ways in terms of even character work as well. Like he's like Jericho in the sense that he recreates himself.
He's definitely been the smarter of the two. I think in the way he's handled his career. In a way, he's been like a less successful Chris Jericho in the realm of evolution of his character, because like he has evolved his character several times, but those characters have not always worked in several places. They've worked.
Yeah, I don't think his current character works actually. But anyway.
Oh, I am so sick of the Hardy family office.
All right, I'm gonna bring it back up here. So.
All right.
For whatever reason,
hopefully we start technical difficulties, and we'll be jumping back into the brackets here.
The graphic out. So hang on. Let's see. Let me bring it back to where we were. So that was that one. Then we bring it down. The missing one was
all right. So getting back to it. So Kenny Omega versus Yokozuna.
Yeah.
What a match! What a match!
Yeah.
That's a match I play. Play Retromania or something.
Interesting. So, all right. So, host Jordan, you're up first, sir. What would you like?
So, like, I'm not super familiar with Kenny Omega, so like, I don't really have a lot to say. But like Yokozuna, like, I just love like the like era that he came from back in WWF time, and like just like seeing this like sumo wrestler kind of guy was like pretty cool to like see it just like mixed in with all these big WWF wrestlers. And so I think I got to go with Yokozuna. So yeah.
All right, Richie.
I think Yokozuna is a lot better than what he showed. I think it was just like he gradually declined in ability when he declined in health because of his like eating disorder, and that kind of greatly probably affected people's perception on him, especially if you're going in blind. But he I do have a lot of respect for him. But Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers of this generation. So I have to say Kenny Omega.
Yeah. Nico, here you go.
Kenny Omega is one of the best and most innovative in-ring storytellers in all of wrestling today. When he was in OVW under Bill DeMott's leadership, Bill DeMott once told him work a body part. He chose the butt. He won a match with a second rope atomic drop in the early stages of his career, because he was always looking for ways to try and do things that have never been done before in the wrestling business, and he's still doing that to this day. Kenny Omega, without question.
Yeah. Jordan,
Correction, it was Deep South, not OVW, but we shall move on. I was ready to vote against Omega just to fight Nico, but I got to go with Omega on this one here. You know what I mean? So from the quality of matches here, and I think again, he's hopefully got several more years left in the tank. So I'll go with Omega this time.
Yeah.
All right,
Jacob.
I'm gonna go Omega too. Yokozuna was he had a presence about him. Also, he was cool to see, but Omega is capable of putting on classics with just about anyone he gets in the ring with. So Omega.
Pez, who you got?
Yeah, I'll vote for Kenny Olivier.
Yeah. All right.
It just occurred to me that we're getting Cena versus Omega in the next round.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
We sure are.
That'll be interesting. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go next.
The Ultimate Warrior versus Christopher Daniels, the Fallen Angel.
Yeah. Right. Interesting.
Yeah. This is definitely personality versus work rate. That's for damn sure. So we'll see what happens here as we're going back down to Richie for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Ultimate Warrior, like I respect Ultimate Warrior and his character work and stuff like that. Probably in the same realm of Jerry Lawler. Probably I respect his work more than an actual person. But Christopher Daniels, like literally up until recently, and he's still not officially retired. It's still crushing it. I didn't even think of it when I made this list, to be honest. But I should have. He's amazing, and he could have had a different career. He was, just talked about being in the Brood. He's talked about being the guy behind the, it's me, Austin thing. But yeah, he's still amazing. I'm gonna say Christopher Daniels.
Yeah. Nico.
Christopher Daniels is currently missing several ligaments in his knees, and he's still able to wrestle incredibly great matches at the age of 50, 51. I was there the week when he won the Ring of Honor World Championship. He was touring through Pittsburgh, and then he was set to do the 15th anniversary show the next weekend, I believe. So I got to witness those final tapings before that moment. Ultimate Warrior, again, I have a lot of love for people who paint their face in this business, and again, he was one of the earlier innovators of that type of wrestler. But at the same time, his own ego got the better of him so many times, and he had the look, but he did not have the skills, and he did not have the willingness to learn. I feel like we got to go with humility here, and I'm picking Christopher Daniels.
Yeah. Jordan?
I'm happy to say I'm on the same board so far, man. I loved Warrior as a kid. He stood out as a comic book character. I loved renting that him and Hogan VHS from Mania 90. But, man, as once you've seen a Warrior match, especially later on after you've seen so much, you've seen one Warrior match, you've seen them all, you hear about the backstage stuff. He killed his own career. Daniels loves it. He's been plowing his trade for so long. And like, Nico said, he's still pretty much going to this day. I hope he does have some more stuff left in the tank. So I've always loved him, Christopher Daniels.
Yeah. Jacob.
I am pleasantly surprised to see Christopher Daniels on this list. I don't know why I wasn't thinking he was going to be. Warrior, again, he was big in the 90s. He had the look that Vince wanted. I can think of several Christopher Daniels matches that I would recommend to people. I can't think of a single Warrior match I would recommend to people.
Yeah, all right.
I'm going to go with Christopher Daniels.
Yeah. Pez, who you got?
Yeah, I like I've said, I'm an old school Ring of Honor fan. I followed Ring of Honor from 2002 to probably 2012 or so, when I kind of fell off this a little bit, just in wrestling in general. Christopher Daniels is a big part of that. I mean, he just would have classics with almost everybody. He's the man. He's a true ring veteran who's been busting his ass for a long, long time to get where he's at, and the fact that he's still doing it and still relevant is awesome. I didn't grow up with Warriors, so I don't have that connection, so I go Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, so going into this, I wasn't that familiar with Christopher Daniels, but Pez, you sent me a match where Christopher Daniels went up against Samoa Joe, and like Samoa Joe like nearly almost killed him in the ring. Like it looked like it, and like he just kept going and going and going. Like I got to give some props to Christopher Daniels. He was awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna vote Christopher Daniels, I think. So
yeah, one of the ones I was able to find easily to send to Jordan, it was some 2006 TNA back when Joe and AJ and Christopher Daniels were just killing it pretty much every pay-per-view.
Unbreakable triple threat.
Yeah, Unbreakable. I think the one I sent him was Final Resolution. I think just the one-on-one match, but yeah, for sure. But all those matches were great. Like that period was very hot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so with that,
a clean sweep for the Fallen Angel. Absolutely, yeah, beating the Ultimate Warrior. All right, moving on.
Clean sweep. All right, moving on.
So we got the Big Show, Paul White versus Diamond Dallas Page. Interesting. All right, so we're gonna go Nico in this one.
Yeah. This one's interesting. So one of my favorite matches, as weird as this may sound, it's kind of low key on my list of favorite matches, but it's Big Show versus Sheamus at, I think it was Hell in a Cell 2012 for the World Heavyweight Championship. They told a simple story where it was just bro kick versus the WMD punch. They sold me on that simple story, and it was one of Big Show's better matches in that time of his career, and it showed what Sheamus was capable of that he's been showing a lot more of these days. Having said that, Diamond Dallas Page has also had a lot of classic matches in his era when he was in WCW, and he should also just simply be rewarded for being a great human being who has helped a lot of wrestlers change their lives. Like, if not for him, Scott Hall and Jake Roberts would probably be dead right now. And I have DDP yoga. It is a great thing. It has been great for my life.
And he helped straighten out Mick Foley's back as well. Let's not forget that. It helped the guys start walking around again a little bit too.
Exactly. I'm giving my vote to DDP mostly for the stuff he's done outside the business, but I will acknowledge that he has done a lot of great things in the business as well.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan,
here you go.
This is a tough one. I think they're both just about even for me. I wouldn't mind either one going through. I'm going to also say DDP. I even enjoyed his little shtick in the WWF, his little microphone, and I think he got a late start, but he packed a lot in that relatively short career, including up to AEW right before the pandemic, and that 6-man where he jumped off the top rope. And like Nico said too, he's a great guy. I even had a personal phone call with him. I had a friend that knew him, and we talked about stuff, and he is just a great guy. So DDP.
Yeah. Jacob, who you got?
In the time it took Nico and Jordan to cast their votes, Big Show has turned heel and face 6 more times. These are two guys that I like them. I mean, they're just guys that I like. I wouldn't put them like at the top of my list or anything, but they're two guys that I enjoyed watching. To toss up, I'll go Big Show. I'll go Big Show.
Yeah. Pez, who you got?
Hey, I've got the DDP Yoga DVDs right over there on my TV as well. I've done it. It's great. And the guy got a late start in the business, but I give it to him, man. He worked his butt off. He did what he did. He got a lot of criticism back in the day for kind of meticulously scripting out his matches and things, but he idiot-proofed a lot of matches and had a lot of great stuff going on, and he's a hard worker. He did his thing, and I think he should be rewarded for it. I'm going to go DDP on this one.
Yeah. So Diamond Dallas Page was one that my friend Doug, who passed away, he was a huge wrestling fan, and it kind of helped get me kind of back into wrestling when I hadn't watched it for years, and like he was a big Diamond Dallas Page fan, and so we watched a lot of his matches. I think it's because he liked staring at Diamond Dallas Page's wife, Kimberly Page, like so. But the Big Show, I mean, he's fun too. I mean, they're both kind of guys that like I don't love, but I don't dislike either. They're both good, but I think for just for a little bit of the nostalgic factor, I'll go with Diamond Dallas. I think.
Richie,
this is really hard. It's probably the battle of the two of the nicest wrestlers in the business. And like, I have a lot of respect for DDP. He got his start pretty late in wrestling. I'm pretty sure he had his first match when he was 35. But yeah, and then the fact that he blew up to this huge star at such a later age is really cool. And then on the flip side, like Big Show kind of coming into this young, not having wrestled and just becoming that good so quickly is amazing. And then he's just got so much charisma. It's really hard because like this. Look, I respect both guys a lot. I'm gonna go Big Show.
All right. Well, some love for the Big Show, but 4-2, it's going to go to DDP, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Right.
I'm literally watching the Raws right now where he's doing that gimmick right now. It's actually a lot of fun.
Ironically, feuding with Big Show, I'm pretty sure.
I think, no, literally he was doing it. Big Show. I just got done with the show where Big Show put in the fake teeth and was like mocking him. Like, so yeah, it's a crazy coincidence, but yes.
Yeah. Did anyone see the Big Show on Netflix? Like
I did watch that. Yeah.
Like he should not quit his day job. That show was awful. That show was not good. I'm sorry. It was like a bad Nickelodeon or like Disney Channel show. Like it was bad.
I think he's got something.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. So we got the great Muda versus The Rock with his head cut off.
There's a Rock, but
his head's cut off.
Why?
That's what the graphics were doing to me all day long. They were like cutting people's heads off and like they weren't fitting into boxes, but like in the end, I'm like, that tattoo, so I'm just gonna lose.
We know the tattoo, so yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Versus the Rock.
But the Japanese stars got a tough road ahead with this one, but we're starting with your knowns on this one. Yeah, Muda versus Rock.
Yeah.
All right. Who?
He has to go.
All right. At the top, because again, it's a pretty big comparison here, or not comparison. It's a pretty big contrast to really what these two are strong in to a degree. But I go my 90s heart. I gotta go with The Rock, man. One of the most charismatic guys. The reason why he's become a face in the world, man. Probably now passing Hogan and everyone as the most recognizable pro wrestler in the world.
Yeah, I would agree.
For all the reasons Jordan just said, I'm gonna go with The Rock too. He's great. One of the best talkers in professional wrestling history. And he gets one of the greatest reactions every time he returns. He just connects with the fans. So I'm going to go with The Rock.
Yeah. Pez, who you got?
Muda's fun, but man, The Rock is The Rock, dude. And he's got, he's on the Mount Rushmore as well. The talking, the selling, the connection with the fans, the work, even the work rate, man. Dude's an underrated in-ring, psychological, great worker, great seller, great baby face, and even a good heel too in his 2003 stuff. So yeah, I go with The Rock.
Yeah. Sorry, Muta, you had to go up against the brick wall. That's The Rock. like he's just the powerhouse on the Mount Rushmore, and for all the reasons you guys said, like I got to go with The Rock. So I'll go with The Rock. Richie?
Yeah, I feel bad for Nico because, it's cool they have Japanese representation, but you're going up against Mount Rushmore. It's very hard. But yeah, Muda's great. He's a great legend. He'd probably move on if it was against other people. But The Rock is The Rock. He's the reason why he's one of the biggest star in Hollywood at the moment. Just charisma for days. One of the best talkers. One of the best. The fact that he was able to turn his career around from just being this sort of plucky babyface that people were rejecting, kind of like a Cena or like a Roman Reigns, and that he was able to turn around and it just kind of show that he used to just show that he's a huge star. Just amazing, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. The Rock for sure.
Nico, sorry, Nico.
What do you think of the great
randomized? It is what it is.
Yeah, what do you think of the great Muta?
Muta's literally wrestling.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Right
it
now.
does not matter, right?
Muta has legit had matches already this month. I think he's scheduled to wrestle in a few hours from now in Japanese time. I'm not he is one of only 3 people to have held the IWGP All Japan Triple Crown and GHC heavyweight championships. Only 3 people have held those 3 titles in their careers. And he is on that Mount Rushmore in Japan. Tommy Dreamer looked like a school child meeting his hero when he got to tag with Muta for an Impact pay-per-view. The great Muta. We've seen it. Anyone who does the Mist is a Muta fan. Muta's presence was felt when Sonata was part of James Storm's Rebellion stable in TNA. The impact that man has had on the business outside of WWE is extremely significant and should not be underlooked or overlooked, whatever the correct terminology is for the point I'm trying to make. I understand, though, that The Rock is The Rock, and he is fantastic, and my mom swoons over him anytime he pops up on television or in a movie.
Dude, moms love The Rock.
I'm going with Muta. I understand why The Rock is going through.
Yes.
Yep.
I'll go back and say you had a chance to put Kobashi through, and I'm sure you regret it by now.
You did.
Here's the thing: out
Yeah.
of the Japanese names that have made it onto this list, Kobashi is the one I kind of know the least about. So
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, The Rock is moving on. So.
All right.
All right.
All right, we got Edge. Edge versus Bruno Sammartino.
No.
Sammartino. That's an interesting picture from Inside Edition of Bruno.
Yeah,
Sammartino.
right.
I don't know what that story was, but okay.
You didn't have a lot of
yeah,
super clear pictures, so that's
no, I can understand that. I got you. But Mr. Barber, this is definitely current versus old. So Edge versus Bruno Sammartino, man. What do you think?
I mean, this is pretty easy for me, just because I wasn't able to watch Bruno. I understand his legacy. I understand the importance. I understand the impact that he made. But I have to go with the one that I was actually able to watch, the one I grew up with. His return at the Royal Rumble is probably, we all know how crappy 2020 was. At least we got Edge back in a wrestling ring, and it was one of the greatest moments that I was able to witness. I have to go Edge, just because I've been able to watch him. But like I said, I understand the importance and the legacy of Bruno and the importance and the impact that he's made, but I got to go Edge.
Yep. Pez, what do you think?
Yeah. Bruno may have been the bigger money draw, the bigger name overall. But here's the thing with Bruno. I've gone back and watched a lot of his matches. The man had the same match for 12 years in a row, and it's absolutely true. He had literally the same match over and over and over and over and over again, and he could fire up like nobody else. He's great. But Edge is he's been through so much. He has phenomenal matches. He's had great matches in multiple decades. He's still going strong. I'm glad we've been able to see him back doing his thing. I'm going to go Edge.
Yeah, and I understand the historical significance with Bruno and all of that. I kind of looked into him a little bit, but Edge is just awesome. He's so fun to watch, and the match that you sent me, Pez, was a no disqualification match. So went up against Eddie Guerrero.
Edge and Eddie Guerrero on SmackDown is the one I sent him to watch. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, they're throwing multiple ladders at each other. They're taking chairs out. They're throwing each other through tables, all kinds of crazy stuff. So those matches, no disqualification matches, are a lot of fun. But you can just see the Edge. He's an athlete. He can jump and do all the crazy moves and all the really cool counters and all that stuff. So I got to give it to Edge. Yeah,
Richie
for sure. So.
Okay, probably for the same reason as Jacob. Jacob here, I have to go with Edge. I respect Bruno, but I haven't seen obviously as much of him. Edge is just phenomenal. And then he prove that he could be a great tag guy, but then when he could prove he could be a great heel, I do feel bad for Matt Hardy when he turned into a great heel based on a real life situation when Lita cheated on him with Edge, and then Edge became the biggest star. Just skyrocketed from that. But yeah, Edge is amazing. His spot in the TLC 2 where he speared Jeff Hardy from the ladder is still the most amazing spot ever. The timing and then the height you have to get that perfectly, and it's still so great. And then the when he came back to the Royal Rumble 2020, it was just that was one of the best moments. They will probably go down one of the biggest pops of all time. Probably maybe rivaling another guy we've seen this list. But yes, Edge is great. I have to go with Edge, but much respect to Bruno.
Yeah, Nico.
As an Italian who lives in the Pittsburgh area, if I do not vote for Bruno Sammartino, I am going to be exiled from where I live. So I have to. So I am going with Bruno.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's okay. Show some love for Bruno.
Yeah.
Jordan.
On this day, I see clearly. I mean, I gotta go with Edge, man. As I think it was Jacob that said, that feeling of him returning. Oh man, it's a rare feeling, and unfortunately, it goes against Bruno because I'm sure maybe I was alive during his day. Maybe I'd be saying the same, but I wasn't. I was alive during Edge's day, and I'm still. He's just put on match of the night at SummerSlam, as I said earlier. So it's a rated R. So Peter Star going on.
Yep. Yeah. So 5-1.
Edge is moving through. Yep.
All right. Coming up next.
All right. Scrolling through Jushin Thunder Liger versus
Batista.
Yes, Dave Batista versus Jushin Liger. What a really interesting match.
Kind of an uneven match, but
yeah. All right. I'm up first this time. You know what? Batista's cool, but I've never been the biggest fan of his in-ring stuff. Jushin, man, has just endured. That outfit is iconic. The man just kills. I'm going to go with maybe the underdog in this one. I'm going to go with Jushin Liger.
So, yeah, and well, for me, I'm a huge fan of the little guys, just the small guys that come in, but they make a huge impact, and I love me some Batista, but yeah, I haven't really been a fan of his in-ring stuff either. I just I don't even like him as a personality too much, but Jushin Liger, he's a lot of fun to watch. So I think I'm gonna go Jushin also.
Richie.
There's with Batista in ring stuff nothing stands out, but his personality I think there was a shift where he just stopped when he stopped giving a fuck, where he was just when it was when he turned heel, he was just he was great, he was amazing, and I have all the respect for Batista, and I'm glad he's having all the success in Hollywood because he seems like a really cool guy. But yeah, Jushin Liger. He didn't really just stop wrestling. He was still putting on phenomenal matches. He had a really good match on One Up NXT with Tyler Breeze. That wasn't even that long ago. So yeah, Jushin Liger is one of the best cruiserweights of all time. I have to go Jushin Liger.
Yeah,
Nico, you got a chance here, man. You gotta make it the first one.
So
yeah, you got a chance.
I am going to vote for Liger, but I will say one thing about Batista here, and that is that when the business is when he has felt that he has been cared about backstage, he will give everything he has for the sake of wrestling. He cares a lot. He cares a lot about the storytelling aspect, whether it meant he would win or lose. He just cared if he was being used right, and if there was passion being shown to the stories he was telling. With that said, Jushin Thunder Liger, wrestling as we know it today, with a greater appreciation for the smaller guys, the junior heavyweights, as they're known in Japan, the cruiserweights as they're known in America, they would not be where they are today if not for Jushin Thunder Liger. If I'm correct, I think he was the first match on WCW Nitro against Flying Brian Pillman.
Yes.
And for Tyler Breeze to have the honor of wrestling Liger in Liger's only match in NXT, and I think WWE overall, that is a significant thing. It was a great moment for Hiromu Takahashi to be part of Liger's official retirement match, and Liger was also a pretty good character. Like, he had some alter egos, like Kishin Liger, which is where he would take his mask off and show his face and chest were painted in this weird, unique way that showed a darker side of himself. So it's like
That's cool.
Liger was the whole package in a lot of ways. As a masked wrestler, as a painted wrestler, as a small wrestler, as a high flyer. He's a pioneer.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Owens.
Jordan.
I like Batista. I was pumped when he came back. Some didn't like the match. I thought the match was all right. But yeah, man, I got to go with Liger for longevity. The dude was putting out great matches 10 years before Batista ever touched the ring, and 10 years after Batista left the ring full time. So I got to go with Jushin Liger.
Yeah. Jacob. You got
Clean sweep. Send him through.
Yep.
Hey, we finally got a
Clean sweep.
Japanese wrestler through to second round. Great
All
job,
right, Gabe.
Nicely
All
Sorry,
done.
Gabe. Love you.
All right.
Sorry. All right.
Scrolling down. Against Sid Vicious.
Oh, no. No.
Against Dusty
Wow.
Rhodes. Wow.
Against Dusty Rhodes. Yeah.
You just put Dusty Rhodes in there.
Excellent.
We don't have to discuss. Just put Dusty Rhodes through.
Yeah.
Let's do this quickly. Let everyone who thinks Dusty should go through, just raise your hand.
I'll raise my hand. Although,
Yeah, sure.
Although I will say this. Brian Alvarez made a great point recently on one of his podcasts. Sid Vicious is like the epitome of what people think about when they think about a wrestler, like a professional. Like he's great at doing fake awesome moves. He's a big, strong, scary guy. He looks like a cartoon character. He acts like a cartoon character. He cuts crazy promos. He is like the epitome of what like a cartoon wrestler would be. I just want to say that. But yeah, Dusty Rhodes is awesome. I'll just say that.
Yeah. He's a meme.
Yeah.
Right.
We're live
Meme,
now.
yeah. Right.
Okay. So nobody's voting for Sid Vicious. We'll put Dusty Rhodes through with a clean sweep quickly. All right, fair
We just
enough.
put him through it. We're not supposed to go first. And I don't really know really much about Sid Vicious other than like I've heard that he's not the greatest wrestler. That's all I've heard. So
his promos are amazing.
Yeah, I think
He has half the
I
brain
have
you
half
do.
the brain that
There
you
we
do.
Yeah. Right.
We're live now.
All right.
Oh,
you got Tino Heat, Eddie Guerrero versus the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
The Macho Man. All right.
Macho Man and Eddie Guerrero.
Don't do this.
So sorry, Jordan. We kind of breezed through your turn. We didn't mean to.
No,
do
you're
that.
fine.
Sorry about that.
No.
All right. So
you're all good.
well, with that, we go back down to Richie for the first one. Yeah, Eddie versus Macho Man.
Jesus, this is very hard. Two very good dudes, two very good wrestlers who could fit in any era, I believe. And two people who, I think both are amazing, but I think Eddie Guerrero is just one of those special talents that only come around now and again. And I think I think he legit could go really far in this tournament. I think he as an in-ring talent, he's just phenomenal. Probably like one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen. I will have to go Eddie Guerrero, but I love Macho Man.
Yeah. Nico?
There are still people today who cry whenever they think of the anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's passing. He means a lot to a lot of people of multiple generations of wrestling fans and wrestlers alike. I feel myself getting teary-eyed about him right now, and my former podcast partner who stopped watching wrestling after like the mid 2000s. Eddie Guerrero was his favorite wrestler, and I can't say anything about Eddie that hasn't already been said in better words by someone else at some point over the past decade and a half. He is a special talent, and by all means, Eddie Guerrero should go through the next round.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah.
This could be the hardest one yet. By God, if this was a different ranking system, different order, we could definitely see both of these guys going very far. This being a late match, but unfortunately, it's round one as the draw happened. So, got to go with my heart, my gut, Latino Heat.
Yep.
Jacob.
All right. Eddie goes there.
Yeah, if Macho Man goes up against almost anyone else, I'd probably vote for him. But Eddie, he was so good in the ring. You know, the whole lie, cheat, and steal gimmick was so entertaining. And him winning the title off of Brock is probably one of the greatest pops in WWE. And WrestleMania 20, the moment at the end, just Eddie. Yeah. Eddie.
Yeah. Well, Pez, what do you think?
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm voting for Eddie Guerrero. Yeah.
Yeah. Bonesaw is ready. But I think Macho Man's one of the best promo guys to ever do it. Like, might be like the best of all time, maybe. But Eddie Guerrero is just like an amazing talent. Like, he's one of those guys that, like, when I see him walk into the ring, I'm like, I don't know about this guy, and like, am I gonna like this guy? And holy crap, am I freaking blown away when I see like everything he's able to do in the ring. Like, he's just so talented, so entertaining, so much fun. So yeah, like, I became a fast fan of Eddie Guerrero. So I got to go with Eddie Guerrero.
Clean sweep for Eddie. Sorry, Macho Man.
Eddie.
We love you, but
Sorry.
you're up against Latino Heat, man. Yeah.
Yep, that's the luck of the draw.
All right.
So.
All right. Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
All right. Versus Rey Mysterio.
Oh,
man.
Whoa. Man. Tournament fights is a cruel animal sometimes.
It is.
Mr. Nico.
You got
Nico.
Faces of Foley versus Rey Mysterio. What do you got?
God damn it. Rey Mysterio is one of the best in-ring performers of all time. A representative of the little guys, a representative of Lucha Libre, essentially set the path in WWE for guys like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk to become the main event, even though they were undersized. Having said that, Mick Foley is one of my personal heroes. It literally put his body on the line in every single match he ever had, and when his body was no longer of use, he used his mind. He used his mind to become a more efficient storyteller, as we saw with the various personas he had over his career. Sacco is a great gimmick for his character and also for marketing, and also just. Outside of wrestling, he's a great humanitarian, and one of my favorite pieces of work that he's ever done is his documentary "I Am Santa Claus," which I would recommend people go watch because it is just a unique and fascinating movie in and of itself, of him following these four guys who are mall Santas for a living. And essentially became a mall Santa himself for a year. He loves Christmas, and like he's just a genuinely great, kind, unique human being. So I'm going with Mick.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Well, Jordan.
Another tough one. They're great in their own right, man. I won't be mad as whoever moves on, but personal connection with Mick, body on the line. All the personalities too, man, and he rocked them all. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, who you got?
Childhood me would probably go Rey Mysterio here. Adult me is gonna go for the guy that was able to get 3 different characters over. I'm gonna go with Mick Foley.
Yeah. Well, Pez, who you got?
Yeah, both great underdogs in their own way, with their stories. But yeah, my heart is with Mick Foley, like it always has been. He's been one of my favorites of all time. So, Foley.
Man, you guys are breaking my heart. Rey Mysterio is my favorite wrestler. I freaking love it. Rey Mysterio, just for being the little guy, like what he's able to accomplish, and like he just oozes cool, like from his intro music when he comes out, like he just like seems like just like such a cool guy, and then just like everything he's able to do, and go against these guys that are so much bigger than him, and able to take these guys down. But like Mick Foley's great though, like. I feel like they're like two kind of underdog powerhouses, kind of. So, but my heart's with Rey Mysterio, so I got to go with Rey Mysterio. So,
Richie.
Two wonderful human beings in wrestling, probably similar to Big Show and DDP. I have no issue with anything going over. I have probably a connection with both of these. I've met both of these guys. I opened for Mick at a comedy club down here, and
cool.
he but look, Rey Mysterio is the best, one of the best wrestlers, one of the best in ring performers of all time. However, Mick Foley is just something special. There's never been anybody like him. I have to go Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Hey, you put Rey Mysterio up against Sid Vicious, and he clean sweeps his way to the next round. But it is what it is. So I mean, sorry, Ray. We love you, but sorry, Ray.
It just proves that, like, I put this thing into a randomizer and I don't mess with it because I probably would have put like Rey Mysterio up against someone else if I messed with it, but I don't.
Yeah.
So I'll be with Kevin Nash. It's like
we already did Kevin Nash. So do we have a duplicate on here? Uh-oh.
Maybe so, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Unless we're just putting CM Punk against the entire NWO.
Well, Jordan, here's what we'll do. Let's skip this one for now. I'll go over the list and see what we're missing, and we'll come back to it. Okay?
Yeah.
So skip this one. We'll come back to it.
We're skipping Nash and Punk like WWE did because that was a match.
Yeah. We'll come back to it. All right. Yeah. Just let me know if you can figure it out.
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Who's Bill gonna fight here?
Bill Goldberg versus Arn Anderson.
All right.
Well, we're sharing the screen with Owen, but it's Arn Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Arn. Yeah, he's just there. Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So who's up first?
And Owens, Jordan Owens, you're up first.
Jordan. All right.
Again, this could go against me, but I'm so sour on Goldberg right now, so I'm gonna go with Double A Arn Anderson, man, just for spite.
Yeah. All right, Jacob. What we got?
Yeah. Kind of the same reason Jordan just said. I just like Goldberg. It's time to not come back every 6 months.
Yeah. Time to hang it up. Yeah.
Arn Anderson.
Yeah. Pez?
I'll go Arn because he's the better the worker and he's awesome. But like Bill Goldberg in WCW is like the greatest bad wrestler of all time. He's like the man. Like he has smash mouth, disgustingly sloppy but amazing matches. But Arn Anderson is like a true worker who had great matches. So I'll go with Arn Anderson.
Yeah, well, Goldberg was my friend Doug that passed away. That was his favorite wrestler, and we used to watch during the whole storyline when he was undefeated for so long and no one could beat him. He was this guy to be feared or whatever. But then I saw recently, I forget who he went up against, but they had a match out in Dubai where he came back and it just looked so bad. It just looked like laughably bad. Like
Undertaker and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what is this? Like, is this real life or what are we watching? So I think for that, sorry, Doug, if you're up somewhere watching down on me, but I got to go with Arn. I think so. But Richie,
I find Goldberg in the presence of Goldberg. I understand it's captivating, but I think he's the most overrated wrestler of all time. And he should not be anywhere near a ring now. Even in his latest match with Lashley, he dropped Lashley right in his fucking head. Just stay away from the ring. Arn Anderson's one of the best wrestling technicians of all time. Not only did he get a great spine bars, he had one of the best DDTs of all time. I'm gonna Arn Anderson all the way. Get over again.
Yeah. Nico?
Bill Goldberg is not good, and Arn Anderson's son got killed by Malachi Black with a spinning hook kick a few weeks ago, so we need to give Arn Anderson this win just for reparations.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Well, with that, it's a clean
Arn Anderson, double A is going through. Yes, some horseman representation.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I've got so Jordan. Just to let you know, I've made a list of the people we haven't hit yet on my list here. So I will cross them off as we go, and I will see who's left, and that will be who's up against CM Punk. So yeah. All right. So this one we got Big Van Vader.
Is that Randy? Is that Randy Orton?
Yeah.
It's
Randy
Orton.
All right. Wow. All right. So this one, Mr. Barber, you've got the honors of this one, sir.
Oh, what do you mean honors?
Oh yes, sir.
Oh man.
Tough. Yeah.
Man, Vader is one of the greatest big men of all time. He was fantastic on Boy Meets World.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. My favorite show of all time. That's where I've seen him.
I think Randy's just been doing it at such a high level for quite a few years now. This might be my new school bias. I'm gonna go Randy.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Pez?
I'm going old school. I fucking love Vader. I will watch any match with Vader just beating the snot out of anybody who gets in his path. He might be my favorite pure big man of all time. I was a big fan of Randy when he was like the legend killer back in the day, but ever since then I've been really bland, and he kind of bores me since then. So I'm going Vader.
Well, for a couple of reasons, I got to go with Vader because. One, Jacob, you just kind of swayed me with the Boy Meets World. I totally forgot about that. and also, too, that match that you sent me, Pez, that we went up against Sting, and we were like wipes off Sting's makeup off his face, but then Sting like rips his mask off, so they're like both going maskless like for the whole fight. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I got to go with Vader.
All right,
I
Richie.
think Randy Orton's a lot like Brock Lesnar, where when he's motivated, he can have great matches and they can tell a great story. When he's not,
It's a good comparison. Yeah,
he can be boring.
Yeah.
I love, and I think Vader is one of the best big men of all time. I'm still a bit dirty. Yeah, I'm always going to be. We sort of look on WWE, back in the day with nostalgia goggles, like, everything was better back then. The booking of Vader wasn't. He should have, he should have been a much bigger deal. But look, but Randy Orton, for all his flaws, Randy Orton's still just such a smooth worker, and the stuff he's doing with Arcade Bro at the moment is one of the only highlights of wrestling now. WWE at the moment now. I'm gonna. It's with the other. I will have no issue with Vader making the list. But I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
All right, Nico.
All right, well, Nico, what do you think?
Randy Orton is one of the best professional wrestlers in the world to have as many boring matches on his career as he does. I really wish that we had gotten to see him do that 6-man tag gimmick with the Revival at the time, as they were known. I'm trying to remember. FTRKO, I guess, is what we could have called it. I'm not entirely sure, but his character work is fun. Sometimes, it depends on his motivation, and he has one of the best drop kicks of all time. That 6'4" frame of his that he just gets up in the air is beautiful. And I don't know if anyone remembers, but he sometime after Christian had won the world heavyweight title, and then I think Randy took it from him. They did a tag match, And Randy got so hyped up, he did a Boss Rutan jumping split kick for some reason. I have no idea why he did it, but it was amazing. At the same time, Vader has a reputation as a badass in the ring, or he got his eyeball knocked out of its socket, and then popped it back into place and finished the match. He is responsible for Mick Foley missing an ear, but also at the same time, he was kind of a purist for the style of wrestling that he did, and he notably trashed Ricochet versus Will Ospreay when they I think collided in the Best of the Super Juniors final. So I'm torn here, and so we're going back to the dice. Odds for Vader, evens for Randy. Let's see where it goes. Will it land on 4? No, it landed on 3. So Vader.
Okay. All right.
Vader. Okay. All right.
Vader.
Jordan.
I hear voices in my head, and they're telling me to vote for Randy. Vader had some great stuff, earlier in his career. That, unfortunately, whether it's his fault or not, had that lackluster WWF run. Owens, has also found himself. I really enjoyed his early feud with Drew McIntyre. Kind of petered in the end, but it was some really interesting stuff up to then. We're having fun now with him and Riddle, so he's kind of continuing to keep himself in the main focus to a degree. So, and he really does. When he's in it, he puts on some classics. So, RKO.
Yeah.
Well, we have a tie, and it's been a while since we've had a tie, but I still have my chart here, which lets me know who's got the vote. And Jordan Owens, you were just the last vote, but you also get the tie-breaking vote, sir. You're going to stick with Orton, or you're going to flip it to Vader?
Let's go chaotic, Vader.
Really?
All right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really?
Put a little chaos in the mix.
All right.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's so.
He flips it, and he pulls the tie-breaking switch. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Scroll on down. Bam Bam Bigelow.
All right, man. Bigelow
Versus AJ Styles.
AJ Styles.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Right,
and I've got the vote this time. I fought hard to put Bam Bam Bigelow on this list because I think he's another one of the great big men of all time, just doing moonsaults, just moving like a damn cruiserweight half the time, and his longevity across all the different companies is fantastic. But like AJ, man, since like 99, 2000 when he started, was just having great match after great match after great match, and carried TNA for like the longest time, and it's a testament that he's finally made it to the big show per se, WWE. But I'll give it to AJ for work rate, but I love Bam Bam.
Yeah, this one's tough because they're both guys that they're so good in the ring. They're both like what they're able to do. They're both super athletic, but I mean, I think I got to give the edge to AJ Styles. Like he just kind of a little more fun for me to watch, I think, and just kind of just brings it a little more for me personally. So just by a sliver, I'm going to go with AJ Styles. So
I think Bam Bam's great, and I think it sucks that he's still quite underrated. I think he should be. I think next year, at the very least, he should be in the Hall of Fame. I think I know he's been talked about. They should just go ahead and do it. He's great. He's one of the best big men of all time. But AJ is one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. Obviously he's such an active style as he's aged, but I think he's still one of the best workers in the in wrestling. But AJ Styles for me.
Yeah. Nico, what do you think?
AJ Styles had a best-of-3 series versus Matt Morgan in 2009 era TNA. That was the first wrestling show I watched in its entirety. Was their first match of that best-of-3 series, and I saw AJ do his Pele kick on the 7-foot-tall American Gladiator known as Matt Morgan.
Nice.
And I have been a wrestling fan ever since because AJ opened my mind to the possibilities of what wrestling is, what MMA could be if you got creative with it, and basically what martial arts as a whole could be. Now, AJ says a lot of dumb shit at times that makes me think, why am I a fan of you? But I have to say AJ because I would not be where I am in my life today if not for him. I would not be a wrestling fan if not for him.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
I'm so glad you fought to have Bam Bam on here. Happy to talk about him, show him some love. But yeah, gotta agree. The vote in the end goes to the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah, I'm gonna go AJ too. He's a great worker. He and John Cena were able to put on a classic at Royal Rumble without leaving the ring. I think that is fantastic. Bam Bam is really good. He's fantastic in the ring. But AJ Styles is AJ Styles.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the phenomenal AJ Styles is moving into the next round. All right.
Moving on. Oh, come on.
Right.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Scrolling through. Next, we've got Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, versus Terry Funk.
Ooh.
Terry Funk.
Terry Funk. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Interesting. Very interesting match. So we're going to go to our host for this one. Jordan, you're up first.
Yeah. So I'm not super familiar with Davey Boy Smith, so I don't have a lot to say. But Terry Funk's one of the like best old school wrestlers. Just to see all the guys he went up with, or they went up against, I should say. He really held his own. He's great, and I think for this one I got to go old school. So I'm gonna go Terry Funk.
Yeah.
So
Richie.
You know, from the breaking news. Terry Funk just came out of retirement after you. I'm sure he'll be.
Oh wait, he just he just retired again. Sorry, my apologies. It just came up
that quick.
Okay, this is very tough. British Bulldog, I still think is very underrated. I feel like he's in the sort of kind of for a lot of career in the shadow of the Hart family. The moment at Wembley Stadium was still amazing. He's a great technical wrestler. I feel his career was sort of marred by injuries and maybe and painkiller addiction, unfortunately. So on that basis, I think even though I think maybe Terry Funk was for a lot of career known as hardcore guy, he's also a very, very good wrestler. And I'm going to go with Terry Funk, but I do love British Bulldog.
Yep. Well, Nico, you got.
I'm in a weird position in that I've seen more of his son Harry's matches than I have Davey Boy Smith himself.
Okay.
I'm aware of the legacy of the British Bulldogs and whatnot, and eventually I will check out the infamous SummerSlam match that he had with Brett for the Intercontinental Championship in the UK. Having said that, Terry Funk has had one of the most unique journeys in all of wrestling because he went from one of those NWA guys who would have 60-minute classics every week. And then as he got older, he somehow switched to deathmatch wrestling and became a legend in that field as well. And the things he has done to his body over the span of several decades should both be rewarded, but also scolded for. Because why are you doing this to yourself, you crazy old man? And John Moxley has gotten a lot of his inspiration from both variations of Terry Funk, the deathmatch version and the technical version of Terry Funk. And he's left his mark on the wrestling world a lot more than I think Davey Boy Smith has. So I'm going with Terry Funk.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of similar to what Nico just said, man. Bulldog, I think, still had a lot of untapped potential that we never really got to one reason or another. Terry Funk has that legacy, man, and as we joked, he's in and out of retirement, but, he was still busting his ass till the very, very end, and he's a legend for a reason. Forever Funk.
Yep. Yeah. Jacob? You got?
I'll show some love to the Bulldog. I think he was great in the ring. Again, if this was tag team wrestling, I think he'd go pretty far. Yeah, I'll show some love to the British Bulldog.
All right. Well, Pez, who you got?
I'll go with the legit psychopath that is Terry Funk. He's so much fun to watch, especially in the 80s. I sent Jordan to watch the him and Flair in the I Quit match. He's so much fun to watch in that. He is a savage. Yeah, he is a savage, and I love Terry Funk, so I'll go with Terry. But I do enjoy Bulldog, but Terry's way higher in my book.
Yeah. So with that, Terry Funk moves on, and then we have Andre the Giant.
Oh no!
Shawn Michaels.
Michael.
Wow. and I'll just say this: because of this, I know who Punk's going up against, and you guys aren't going to like that choice either. So we'll get to it in a minute. But, we'll deal with this first: Andre the Giant versus HBK. Yeah. And Richie, you're up first.
Richie.
All right. I think Andre the Giant is just an amazing presence. He's just an amazing personality. It seems like this lovable guy. You see these rape stories. I think people who aren't into wrestling, will know Andre the Giant is. Whether it be Princess Bride or whatever. But people, the legend of Andre the Giant, is vast. Shawn Michaels is, the best just in-ring performers of all time. He hasn't probably he's probably tried to I think he's tried to take his legacy here and there, but from because of his attitude in the 90s. But I think his return in 2002 is probably the one of the best stories, best runs I've ever seen. The best, just such a kind of great story. And less said about his return at Saudi Arabia, the better. But Shawn, I have to go with Shawn Michaels here.
Yep,
Nico.
Shawn Michaels, without question. Like the amount of classics he has been able to have in two different generations of wrestling, mind you. You've got his 90s run with guys like Brett, Owen, Austin, Triple H. I'm blanking on a lot of names right now, but then you go into
whoever else. Yeah, exactly.
Undertaker, and then you go into the 2000s, and then he had more matches with Taker, more matches with Triple H, but also matches with Rob Van Dam, Ric Flair, Chris Jericho. Kurt Angle, he mat wrestled Kurt Angle and looked like he belonged on the mat with Kurt Angle. That is a lot of people's favorite wrestlers are interchangeable between Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels because basically they could do it all. And so as much as I love Andre as a human being, Shawn Michaels, this is the greatest professional wrestlers bracket. Shawn Michaels is he should definitely be in the final 8 of this bracket for that.
Yep.
All right, Jordan.
Hold on. I'm looking at Andre. He's got his back turned. He turns around. I look at him, and I say the simple words, I'm sorry, I love you. And I give him a super kick, and I get him out of here because it's Shawn Michaels.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. All right.
Jacob.
Well, Jacob, what you got?
I've spent more time thinking about who CM Punk could be going up against than I have my vote.
I know, and you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it.
Very easy Shawn Michaels for me.
That's good. I don't know if we have a graphic for it, but maybe.
I think I have an idea of who CM Punk could be going up against, but
I think I figured it out.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, vote for Jacob?
Oh, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Okay. Just had to get that. Okay. I'll keep it short and sweet. Andre's an attraction. He's amazing, but Shawn's the showstopper, and he's had classic after classic. HBK.
Yeah. Yeah, Andre is great, but I feel like the guy that size, was what else is he gonna do? Kind of, he's just gonna be a wrestler and be pretty good at it because he has the pure size. but Shawn Michaels is Shawn Michaels. He's amazing, and he's kind of like you guys said. He just put on classic after classic. I remember the return when he came back in 2002. I remember watching it for the first time, and and like thinking, why is everyone freaking out? Who is this guy? And then my buddy Doug's like Shawn Michaels. You don't know Shawn Michaels? So he's like, all right, we got to go back and watch some classic matches. And that was before YouTube was like a really big widespread thing. So we had to kind of dig through like the bowels of the internet to like find these matches. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. So I got to go Shawn Michaels. So
all right, HBK moves through, scoot him over there.
Yep.
Jordan. All right,
moving him over. All right.
So I believe we're going back up to Punk. And guys, I hate to do it. It's CM Punk versus none other than the Texas Rattlesnakes, Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is
Stone Cold. Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. We have not seen yet.
Yeah, some reason is giving me issues with that particular graphic. I had to redo the graphic like 4 times, and it wouldn't accept it. I don't know why. That makes sense. So
Kevin Nash is going to have to represent the Rattlesnakes. So it is what it is. Yeah. Just think about the Broken Skull sessions recently, and we'll just go with that. But yes. So for anybody watching, Kevin Nash is actually going to be Stone Cold versus CM Punk. Man, this is a big match. So he goes through 2 top seeds, and we start with Nico. Nico, you're up.
We'll just fix it in post. We're gonna fix the graphics in post, right?
Yeah.
CM Punk. I'm keeping it short and sweet because I'm not. I just feel like the generational reasons. CM Punk.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
Well, Jordan.
I'll keep it simple and sweet too. It breaks my heart, but I'm going Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. All right. Well, Jacob, who you got?
How can you go against Stone Cold? Stone Cold.
Yeah.
It's definitely Austin? A generational thing, Nico. And for me, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin all day. He's like probably my favorite wrestler of all time. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, nobody knows how to chug a beer like Stone Cold. Like, you got to chug it. Like the way that he does that, it was a lot of fun. Like, I remember when he went on the Conan show and he's teaching him how to really chug it. He's using all the strength behind it, like just slamming it right in his face and stuff. And he's like, but yeah, just like all the catchphrases that he has and like the character work, it's like one of the best. So yeah, got to go Stone Cold.
Richie.
It's with this is but I'm gonna go Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Well, right. I know you're the hottest thing in wrestling right now, Punk, and you're trending, but you're out of the tournament. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin, 5-1.
So that Kevin Nash, aka Stone Cold. Yeah.
We'll just have to keep that in mind. So
with that said, gentlemen, into this blind, like, how the hell did Kevin Nash beat?
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
All right, so here's where we're at, gentlemen. We have made it through round 1. We are at 2 hours and 42 minutes. We have to absolutely plow through these inner brackets, and I am talking literally. I am going to hold everybody. I'm going to count you down if you don't. 10 seconds or less. We need a vote and a quick reason. 10 seconds or less for everybody for these votes. Now that we got the pleasantries out of the way, we've heard we know what everybody's going against. Yeah, so I'm going to hold everybody to it. All right, so here we go.
Shoot. Some of these might have reset, so we'll have to remember which ones. I don't know why it reset some of them.
All right, it's popping up again. It's popping. It's just I think your computer's slow to load or something.
No, I just clicked on it. That's why it popped up.
Okay.
So, but anyways, this is the first
match, and we're starting with Jordan Owens. We're back to King Harley Race versus the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Woo! Figure it out.
All right.
Yep. All right. Yep.
Jacob.
Yep. Ric Flair is one of the greatest of all time. Ric Flair.
Yep. Pez?
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to beat the man, Ric Flair.
You should all just do a collective woo because I think he's going to
Rick is going.
Yeah, Rick's going. Anybody voting against Rick? No?
No.
All right, let's put him through. All right, George, put him through.
I'm hoping it didn't reset the whole thing. Probably on this side.
I'm gonna write it down just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write it
Remember,
down.
So we had
Hot Rod.
Undertaker.
It was Piper and Undertaker. So yeah, this is a rough match, but it's Roddy Piper versus the Undertaker, and we start with Jacob.
Man, Piper's one of the greatest talkers, but Undertaker's one of the greatest characters. I'm gonna go with the Undertaker.
Yeah. Pez?
Undertaker.
I'm actually gonna go with Roddy Piper. I just love the character work. So
Undertaker.
Richie?
Undertaker.
All right.
Nico.
Roddy's chances of winning this tournament can rest in peace now.
Yep.
Yeah. Fair enough. Jordan?
Oh, yes. Taker.
Yep.
All right. The dead man moves on. All
right. So
down. We had Daniel Bryan because Kobashi didn't make it. So we've got Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson versus we had Roman Reigns. So
Roman Reigns. So
all right. Myself, this time I'm definitely going with Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him, the American Dragon. That's who I'm going for.
Yeah. I gotta go with Roman Reigns, I think. So I'm just gotta keep one of the new school ones in there. So Richie.
Bryan Danielson.
Yep. Nico?
The American Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jordan.
He's new school. Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, true. He's pretty new. But
Jacob?
Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
All right, 5-1. Yes, he's making it through. Yes.
5-1.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
All right. So
so this one we had Brock Lesnar, I believe. Brock Lesnar.
Brock, and
versus.
It was Kevin Owens, I believe.
Owens.
Okay. Owens scooped it out against Steamboat. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Jordan, you're up first. Host Jordan, you're up first. Brock and Kevin.
I think I gotta go with Brock Lesnar. Like he was just amazing from day one. So I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar. Richie?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Nico?
I want to see this match for real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this vote to Owens, even though I should probably give it to Brock.
All right.
Jordan.
Keep it in the family. Kevin Owens.
All right. Yeah.
Jacob, this could be close. Jacob.
I'm going Kevin Owens.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and I'll go Brock to send it to the tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker this time goes to Mr. Barber. So you have the choice, sir.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
I'm keeping it with Kevin Owens.
Wow, Kevin Owens pulling. I think the upset there. There you go. All right, fair enough.
Kevin Owens. So
taking out Brock.
Who won? I know Booker T had.
It was Booker T versus. Versus Kane. It was Kane, yeah.
The Kane?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh,
yep, sure was. So Booker T versus Kane. Okay.
All right.
Interesting. All right, Richie, you're up first, down at the bottom. Yeah, this is really tough.
I'm gonna say Booker T.
All right, Nico.
All right, Nico.
You got.
We're going Booker.
All right. 5 time. Jordan.
Let's keep it interesting. Let's go Kane.
All right. Jacob.
King Booker.
Yep. Pez.
I'm gonna go the Big Red Machine. Kane.
All right.
Jordan.
This one's probably one of the toughest ones for me so far, but I think I got to go with Booker T just by a sliver, bro.
All right. The Book of Man, King Booker, takes out Kane.
Moves on,
And moves on.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So we had over here.
We
scroll
had
over. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we had Kurt Angle. Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle. And then over
versus
here.
Triple H. All right.
Okay. All right.
Rivalry. All right.
Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. All right.
No, Kurt Angle versus Triple H, not Brock.
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Nico, you're up first on this one. Got Olympic hero versus the game. Nico.
Come on, man. Kurt Angle.
All right.
We
got to ask.
All right.
Jordan.
Oh, Triple H.
What's wrong with you?
Lots of things.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Triple H.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not from Pittsburgh.
Hold up.
Jordan's having headphone problems again.
Sorry for anyone
Jordan,
listening. My headphones just crapped out on me, so give me a minute.
Plug in your. Just plug in your hardwire ones. They always die after a while. All right, I'm going with Kurt Angle.
Take me a second. Sorry, guys.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and get Richie's vote, and we'll come back to Jordan. Richie, who do you vote for?
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Thank you.
So it comes down to him because it's either going to be a tie or it's going to be Kurt. Okay. So, are you back, Jordan?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry.
Okay. Well, you're the last vote. We skipped you for a second. But you're the last vote. Who are you voting for?
And this one's tough. Probably got to go with Kurt Angle. I think he's like a true actual wrestler. So I got
gotta
do that.
4-2. Kurt Angle moves on because he got another vote out of Richie. So 4-2. All right.
Hang on.
Sorry, Triple H.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. I had sound for like 2 seconds. Sorry.
Go wired.
Just bear with me a quick second. I'm gonna see if I can reconnect it. Oh yeah. I don't know what happened. And me being the host, I don't know if I can jump out and jump back in. So I'm gonna see if I might just have to do it through my speakers from here on out. But,
all right.
But I gotta go to my sound settings. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, now it's going. All right.
Hello?
So, yeah,
you might have to go wired, bro, so they don't keep cutting in and out. I don't know if you want to just switch.
Which I think I have my wired headphones here. I just moved, so everything's shuffled around. Well, let me see. Hang on.
Okay, there's one more match on this side of the bracket before we get to, I think, the final one on this side, which is Joe versus Jeff.
Yeah. Got my wired headphones, so.
All right, he's plugging in. Give him a second.
To plug in. Yeah. All right. Luckily, I have a backup. Okay.
All right, Jordan. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep, I hear you.
Jordan, I think your headphones just start dying when we get to 3 hours, so you might just keep that in mind for the future. So, yeah, they're not going to hold charge that long. All right, so we had Chris Jericho versus Sting, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. All right, Chris Jericho versus Sting, and the first one in this one is Jordan Owens. What are you going with, sir?
I gotta go Jericho.
All right, Pez. Oh yeah, sorry.
I don't want to be here anymore. these are my top two.
Oh dang!
I have to, and of those two, number one would be Jericho.
Well, Pez.
Y2J.
All right. Yeah, this one's tough. These are probably in my top like 5 or 6, but I gotta go with Sting. I think just by a little bit. So, Richie.
All right, Richie.
Jericho.
All right,
Nico.
Doesn't matter what I say at this point. I think Jericho's going through. I'm going to abstain my vote and just let the odds go as they are.
Yeah,
He's passing. Okay, well, Jericho's going through. Sorry, Sting. Yep. Man, a lot of icons going out, but there's only room for. You can only be one winner. All right.
Which we had Samoa Joe.
Jeff Hardy
versus Jeff Hardy. Yeah, Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy
you got a hard one here.
Yeah. Basically, I think you just said what I was thinking.
All right, Jacob, you're up first. Joe versus Hardy.
Joe.
Yeah, same here. Samoa Joe. Sorry, Jeff.
Yep. Joe. I got a Samoa Joe. Yep.
Joe's gonna kill you.
Yep. All right. Samoa Joe.
It's pretty unanimous in this one. Samoa Joe moves on.
Yeah.
All right, switching to the other side. Good job, gentlemen. Thank you for getting through this. We will get there.
Yep. We're gonna
when we get down to like the final four, we can contemplate a little bit. But now that again, we got most of the pleasantries out of the way. We got to plow through. So
we crown Stone Cold Steve Austin the greatest, and we have Kevin Nash's picture up there. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be like the Sid of the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Cena and Omega.
All
Cena
right.
and Omega.
Cena and Omega. First one on the other side goes to me. I'm not the biggest fan of either guy, to be honest. I'll give it to Cena because it'll be easier for me to vote against Cena later, I think. So I'll give it to Cena.
Yeah, like part of me likes John Cena, but the other part, like I kind of think of him as like some kind of hipster like guy that just I don't know, like this is like thinks he's cooler than he is. But I mean, I'll still go Cena though. So, Richie.
I'll be a difference. I'll say Omega.
All right.
Okay.
Nico.
Kenny by God Omega.
Yep.
All right.
Jordan. There you go.
John by God Cena.
Yep.
All right.
Jacob. We're gonna have a tie breaker.
No, we're not gonna have a tiebreaker. I'm gonna go John Cena.
All right.
All right. 42 for John. All right. Look us out. Christopher Daniels.
We got Christopher Daniels
versus DDP.
DDP.
Right.
All right.
Ooh, interesting. All right. Host Jordan, you're up first, sir.
I think I gotta go with Christopher Daniels. He's a scrapper, so I'm gonna go with Christopher Daniels. So, Richie.
I'm gonna go DDT.
All right. Nico.
Christopher Daniels.
All right, Jordan.
1 second, I need to stretch a little bit. Just do my DDP yoga real quick.
Yeah, right.
Hulk it out.
And Hulk it up. All right. Jacob. DDP.
All right.
All right, Jacob.
Yeah, I'll go DDP as well.
Oh, all right. Some love for DDP.
Right.
So, with that.
Christopher Daniels.
Right.
Oh, I haven't voted yet, sir.
Oh, sorry.
How
That
dare
it's a
you.
tie. Sorry. All right.
It's a tie, and I get the tiebreaker. The Fallen Angel's going to be the dark horse in this tournament. Let's do it.
All right. We'll move on. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
No.
Not mad at that at all.
All right. So we have the Rock.
Versus Edge.
Oh,
versus
wow.
Edge.
Wow.
Yeah. That's tough.
All right, going back down to the bottom. Sir Richie, what do you got?
Look, just because he's had more longevity as a wrestler, I'm going to go Edge.
Yep. Nico?
On this day, I see clearly Adam Copeland has my vote.
Yeah. Edge. All right.
Jordan.
I'm going with The Rock. Good old Dwayne the Tub.
Yeah. Jacob.
I'm going to go Edge.
All right. Austin.
All you jabronis voting for Edge. I'll go with The Rock.
Yep, and I smell what he's cooking, so I got to go with The Rock. So.
Oh, we got yet another tie. And our host Jordan gets the tiebreaker. What are you going to do, sir?
Guess it gets the tiebreaker. Yeah.
Flip it. Flip your vote.
Yeah. I can't do it this time. I got to go with The Rock. Like he's just so iconic. He's like the face of like a wrestling. So
guys, how does The Rock not make it into the 8? Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know.
What are you guys doing?
People would like.
He's got the face of a wrestler that you can't see because you can't.
Work rate matters.
True. Yeah. You just can't see it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jushin Thunder Liger. Versus Dusty Rhodes. What a match. What a match.
I want to see this matchup. Come on.
All right. And Mr. Nico, you're up first in this one, sir.
You know, fuck it. We're going back to the dice. Odds for Liger, evens. It's odds, Liger.
Liger. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Mr. Owens.
I also rolled my non-imaginary dice and got Liger.
Yep.
Jacob.
I'll go Dusty.
Yeah. Pez. Yeah.
Keep it interesting. Go Dusty.
I'm gonna go with Liger. So I don't know where we're at.
Richie.
Oh, one more vote. Richie.
I'm gonna go Dusty.
Oh no!
We have another tie.
Yep.
Another tie.
Yep,
And we go
another tie.
down, back down the ladder, down to Mr. Richie, sir. You get the
Richie.
power. What are you gonna do?
Do
You gonna flip it? Or are you gonna keep
Flip
it?
Let's make it interesting. Jushin Liger. Moves on.
All right.
Oh, he
There we
flips
go.
and
There
the
we go.
swerve, and there it goes to Liger.
I like
He
that.
just wanted to
I'm not
be able
about
to
it.
vote for both of them.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
interesting.
Eddie
All right, Eddie Guerrero versus
With
Mick
you.
Foley.
Oh,
Oh,
What
no!
the fuck?
Oh no! Oh
This might be
no!
the hardest one yet, maybe.
Oh my God! All right, Jordan Owens, you're up first, sir.
No,
Nick.
don't call me first. Shit,
Oh,
dude. Oh, they're like A-list, they're S tier, whatever you want to say for
Yeah,
this
right.
field, their own field. Oh, good golly gosh! It's at 3 hours even as we come across this. Let's
Yeah, right.
go. Oh shit on a shingle. Oh, I'm gonna text him later and apologize, Eddie.
Yeah. All right, Jacob.
Jacob.
Tell him I'm sorry too, Eddie.
Yep. Pez.
Mick.
I think I gotta go Mick too, just by a little bit, but I hate to do it, but I gotta do it. So
Richie.
Richie.
I think I'm gonna put Nico in a bit of a situation here, but Eddie.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Nico.
For both my vote and for the tiebreaker. Odds for Eddie, evens for Mick.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Mick Foley is
Yeah.
going through to the next round.
Oh, man. Sorry,
Sorry,
It landed
Eddie.
on 4.
Yep.
It
sorry.
landed on
Damn.
4.
Yep.
We have had
All right.
more ties in this
Round
round
4.
than we've had the whole show. This
Yeah,
is
the-
getting nuts. This is getting crazy.
The whole thing for the show, and yeah, that
Yeah.
just shows like
This is
different
crazy.
tastes and
yeah.
also just like so much talent, you know.
All right, we got
So-
Stone Cold Kevin Nash versus
Stone Cold Kevin Nash, yeah.
versus
Stone
Arn
Cold.
Anderson.
Just
All
Arn
right.
Anderson.
Okay,
I
so
don't think
and
we need to
Jacob, you're up
deliberate
first.
on this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
easy,
Oh,
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Is everybody Stone Cold on this one? We love Arn,
Yeah.
but all
It's
right,
Stone Cold.
everybody's
Sorry,
Stone Cold.
Arn, you got voted through spite, but not this round.
Stone Cold.
Okay.
All right.
And through Stone Cold Diesel.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my
moving
God!
on.
Next
Yeah.
round is going to
Vader.
be Mick versus Stone Cold.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
We got Vader.
All right, Vader and AJ.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
I would
Okay, I'm
love
up
to see
first.
this match.
Oh,
Yeah. Seriously.
damn. Yeah, that'd be a great match.
Up first, Pez.
Fuck, man. I love Vader. But, like, AJ puts out a banger every time, man. AJ. It hurts me, though, because I love Vader.
Yeah, this one's tough, but I think we got to go AJ. Like AJ just like so good and like fun to watch. So yeah. Richie.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah. Nico.
Nico.
We're going with the phenomenal Alan Jones.
There you go.
Jordan.
Yeah, I gotta go with Allen, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Jacob,
Jacob.
clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
All right.
All right. Clean sweep.
Phenomenal one
All right.
moves on. All right.
All right.
To the 16.
All right.
All right.
Moving
We
on.
got Terry Funk, the crazy man,
Terry Funk
versus
Holy
Shawn
shit.
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Ooh.
Oh.
Dang. Oh man.
All right. Host Jordan,
both
you're up, sir. Yeah.
They're both kind of crazy if you think about it. I don't know. I think I gotta go with Shawn Michaels. Like Shawn Michaels is like kind of a legend at this point, so I'm gonna go Shawn Michaels. Richie?
Yeah. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Nico?
HBK.
Yep. Jordan?
Michael Hickenbottom.
Yep. Jacob?
Shawn Michaels.
Yep. And Pez.
Yeah, clean sweep for the showstopper.
Yep.
Love
Clean
you, Terry.
sweep. Yep.
Love you, Terry.
Yep.
Because I
All right.
wasn't booked, Terry. I wasn't
All right.
booked.
Made it to the end. So
All right.
we're at the Sweet 16 yet? I think that's where we're at.
This is the Sweet 16. We're going to determine who makes it into the poll for the Elite Eight right now. That's what we're about to determine. So
Yeah, so-
whoever wins these rounds goes into the 8. All right.
Yeah, so for anybody watching and anyone that doesn't know it, we run a group over on Facebook called Showdown Friends and Family, and we're going to be putting the Elite Eight of this poll into a poll that the fans can vote on tomorrow. And so you can let us know if we got it right, scream at us if we got it wrong. Just let us have it. So
I'm sure you can scream at us for not having Hulk Hogan out in the first round.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Oh
stuff like
man,
that.
I just saw.
I voted for him.
Oh no! Wow!
I've been writing
All
this
right.
down. We've got some interesting
Oh yeah,
matches here.
we got some good matches. So from WrestleMania 18, we got Ric Flair and The Undertaker. Richie, what do you got?
Oh, come
This could have
on.
been the championship here. Dang.
Okay.
It's getting tough.
Ric Flair.
All right.
All right.
All right,
The
Nico.
nature boy.
Okay.
It's the nature boy.
Yep. All right. Jordan, who you got?
I'm gonna show some love to Undertaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacob?
Jacob.
I'm gonna go Undertaker.
All right, Pez. Yeah.
For me, Flair's still the man to beat. Ric Flair.
Yep. Woo! Gotta go Ric Flair.
Even Undertaker doesn't even make it to the 8. Wow,
I know,
man.
yeah.
This
Yep.
is nuts.
Even-
This is getting
Even
crazy.
Undertaker, yep.
Ric Flair.
Crazy. Yep. All right.
Barely makes it. All right. Daniel Bryan, American Dragon versus Kevin Owens. The man
Owens.
two that are very familiar with each other. Yeah.
JPO's face just screams, "Fuck this shit! I'm out."
Yeah.
Yes. This is where it gets fun, man. It's getting fun.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Nico, you're up first, sir. What do you got? Mr. Wrestling or the
boy.
Dragon?
Daniel Bryan.
Jordan.
All right, Jordan.
You guys just made Thanksgiving really awkward. Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
Kevin Owens just
Jacob.
fucking Jordan.
Daniel Bryan.
Pez?
American Dragon.
Yep, I gotta go
He's
with Daniel
through.
Bryan too. So
He's through. Richie, you
Yep.
can show some love if you
Yeah,
want to
Richie.
Owens.
If
If you want.
Daniel Bryan.
yeah.
Clean sweep for
Clean
Bryan
sweep.
over Owens. Yep.
Clean sweep. All right, let's see
All
what
right.
we got. Booker T.
T. King Booker
Versus
versus
Kurt
Kurt
Angle.
Angle.
Oh,
Sorry, Booker.
yeah. Sorry.
Owens, what do you got?
Pinkies up, but thumbs down, Kurt Angle.
Yep. Yep. Jacob.
I don't want him to get 6-0'd. Booker T.
Yeah. Pez.
Kurt Angle, man. Kurt.
Yeah, I gotta go Kurt Angle. Richie.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
I wonder who Nico's going to go for.
Nico.
I love Booker, but Kurt Angle all the way.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's Kurt
All
Angle.
right. Olympic hero goes through.
Yep.
He's made it to the 8.
Samoa
right.
Joe
All right.
versus Chris Jericho.
Chris
Oh,
Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Wow.
Wow. Dang.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. All right. Mr. Barber. Y2J versus Samoa Joe. What do you got?
Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Pez?
Oh my God. Joe.
Yeah. I gotta go with the lead singer of Fozzy. I gotta go Chris Jericho. So
Richie.
Oh, man, Joe is gonna kill me. Chris Jericho.
Nico.
Samoa Joe.
Ooh, all right.
Jordan.
I gotta go with my boy Jericho, man. Sucks, but
All right.
Yeah.
We missed the tie on that one.
Yeah.
Y2J goes through.
He goes
to the
through.
8.
Yeah.
Man, if
All
Jericho
right, I believe we're heading to the other side.
All right.
All right. Scroll it back up and over. Okay.
John Cena versus Christopher Daniels.
What a matchup,
man.
right? Man.
Yeah. Sure.
What a match. John Cena and Christopher Daniels. And I'm first. I voted for John last time because I thought I'd make it easier to vote against him, and that's what it did. So Christopher Daniels. I go Daniels.
Yeah. We gotta go John Cena. So yeah.
Richie.
Yeah, look, I love you, Daniels, but you barely made the second round. You barely made it the other round. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Nico.
I'm gonna go with Christopher Daniels.
Hell yeah, you are.
All right. Jordan.
I love the fact that Daniels made it this far. Somebody tweet him so we knows we love him. I gotta go John Cena though.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob.
I'm gonna let you think about that, Jordan, because I'm gonna go Christopher Daniels.
Wow. All right. And we have a tie, and Mr. Owens, you've got the tiebreaker. What are you gonna do?
Upset.
Upset.
Well, the peanut gallery spoke. Christopher Daniels.
Oh no! Really?
They were excited.
All right.
Yeah.
Really?
Seriously? All right. Christopher Daniels is going through.
All right.
Christopher
Beats John Cena.
Dude,
Wow.
This poll tomorrow is going to be ridiculous. They're going to be like, "Where's Hulk Hogan? Where's John Cena? Where are all these people? Where's Undertaker? Where's what the fuck?"
Yeah.
It's going to be nothing but like, what the hell happened on this show? What's going on, with you guys?
We have the Rock.
All right, got the Rock versus Jushin Liger.
Wow.
That's a match I would love to see. Those guys would have a hell of a match.
Oh yeah.
You know. Jordan, host, you're up first. What do you got?
Man, part of me is tempted to go for Jushin, but it's the Rock though, so I got to go with the Rock. Like,
we could have the craziest list ever if Jushin goes in and not the Rock.
Right.
Be like, what the fuck are you guys smoking on the show?
No, one of the
Richie.
Again, Jushin barely made the list. He made the list because of me, and I'm gonna take him out of it. The Rock.
Yeah. All right.
Nico.
I'm feeling very anarchist right now. I'm going with Thunder Liger.
I've done the same thing on previous shows. I've thrown wrenches in the mix. Yeah. It's fun. You can do it if you want, Jordan.
That's what your favorite movie is. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Right? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I gotta go with Flex Cavana.
Okay.
All right. Jacob.
Let's go Liger.
Oh man. Pez, it's up to you.
You know what? I'm not going to put it to a tie this time. Dude, it's The Rock. The Rock has to make the 8. What are we talking about here? Come on. Come on.
The Rock's got
I only did it to see what you would do.
Yeah.
I know. That's fine. But I'm not throwing the wrench in it just yet. Not for Liger. I like Liger, but not for him. Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe he's going against someone else, maybe. But
someone else, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, God.
All right. Mick Foley.
Stone Cold.
Mick Foley.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Guys who literally used to sleep on the floors of hotels together, travel around, old buddies. Mick and Stone
they
Cold.
are. Yeah.
Ooh, all right.
Crazy.
Richie, you're up first, man. Stone Cold and Mick.
Look, I'm sorry, Mick Foley and your three faces, but Austin.
Yeah. Nico?
Mick Foley.
All right. Jordan?
I lent Mick my Sacco. He never gave it back, so it's revenge time. Stone Cold.
Oh,
Jacob.
I'm just in the mood to make things interesting now. I'm going to go Mick.
All right. Pez? You got
Stone Cold.
Yep, I got to go with Stone Cold, I think.
Yeah. No, sorry, Mick. Damn.
Yeah, put this picture in the finals, though.
I know, right?
It was funny, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Now,
AJ
now I'm wondering how
Styles.
this would have
AJ
played out if
Styles.
Eddie had gotten that spot.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Shawn
AJ
Michaels.
Shawn.
What the?
Imagine this match.
Oh.
Imagine this match for this match.
Imagine this match
Yeah.
in like 2003. It would be like the greatest match ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, there were people clamoring for it in 2017.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure
All right, Mr. Nico, you were up first, sir. AJ and HBK.
This is Sophie's choice for me here.
Yeah.
For sentimental reasons, I'm going with AJ.
All right.
Okay.
Jordan?
Yeah, talk about a dream match. Literally, Google
Yeah.
it. You'll see people making, mock flyers for this match to this day.
Yeah.
Man, I love them both, but I got to go HBK, man. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Jacob, who you got?
I said I was in the mood to make things interesting, but I can't go against HBK.
Yeah.
All right.
Pez?
Yeah, it pains me, but I got to go Shawn this time.
Yeah, like as much as I want to vote AJ, I can't. I got to go Shawn Michaels.
Richie.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels.
All right.
All right.
AJ,
Well,
you're going to come against a wall at some point. Sorry, AJ. Although it would have been fun to have AJ and Christopher Daniels both in the 8. That would have been fun.
Christopher Daniels is the dark horse of this whole thing right
Yeah.
Oh,
now.
he sure is.
What a pull that's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right? All right.
Like the casual
All right,
fans,
so-
like who? Like who's that?
So this is the Elite 8, am I correct?
Elite 8.
Yeah, and we're sending
Yeah.
it to the Final Four right now. So we've got the
Elite
Nature
8.
Boy Ric Flair versus Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson.
God.
Wow.
God.
Got another dream match.
You got
Yep.
somebody who probably watched Ric Flair growing up and admires him, and
Yep.
now he's going up against him for real. So, yeah. All right. And first up, we've got Jordan Owens. You're up first.
I'm going with the American Dragon. I'm going with Danielson.
All right. Jacob?
I will also go with Daniel Bryan.
Oh, okay. Pez?
Dude, Flair all day.
Yeah, I got to go with Ric Flair, like all day. He's my second favorite wrestler just after Rey Mysterio, so I got to go. Richie?
Ric Flair.
All right.
Nico.
This is the woo versus the yes chant.
Yeah.
Who has the tiebreaker?
Maybe I just won't tell you. How about you just vote and then I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Let's keep it interesting.
You don't keep track. Yeah.
Bryan Danielson.
Oh.
Ric Flair.
All right. We got a
Bryan
tiebreaker,
Danielson's
right?
vote. We got a tiebreaker, and it goes to Mr. Barber.
Oh.
Upset. Talk about an upset.
All right.
Daniel Bryan is moving on.
Oh. In the Final
Okay.
Four. Who would have thought?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Well, Flair at least is going to make the poll, so that's something.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, right.
Bare minimum. All right, Kurt Angle
going against Chris Jericho.
versus Chris Jericho.
Oh, man.
Oh, another dream match, right?
Well, they've had many matches. They've had many matches back in the day.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
All right, Jacob, you're up
Gotta go
first.
look
this
them
time.
up.
I will go with Chris Jericho.
All right. Pez?
Kurt.
I got to go Kurt Angle, I think. Richie?
I want to get off this ride. It's not fun.
Yeah, right.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Nico.
Kurt fucking Angle is going through to the Final Four.
Yep. All right.
Oh,
Well,
that one
Jordan, who
hurt.
would you have voted for? This, I know
I
he's
would have
going
won
through.
Jericho.
All right,
Okay.
4-2, but Kurt Angle is going through to the Final Four with a broken freaking neck. Damn right.
With the broken neck. All right. So,
All right,
Christopher
the dark
Daniels
horse of the
versus
tournament
Man.
versus The Rock.
Versus The Rock. Oh, man.
Oh man.
Come on.
Uh,
Let's all use
all
our
right.
brains here. Come on.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm up first.
Yeah,
Okay.
go first.
I'm happy because I got Christopher Daniels into the poll, into the Elite Eight, but this time I'm going back to The Rock. The Rock.
Yeah, like it's The Rock, hands down. I got The Rock.
Look, it's great for he's come as far. If someone could tweet him, I mean,
Yeah, right.
But look, he's this is where your journey ends. Okay, yeah. So The Rock, yes.
Yeah. Nico.
I just want to remind everyone that The Rock tore his abdomen in his WrestleMania match with John Cena, whereas Christopher Daniels can still wrestle a great match at the age of 51 despite having no ligaments in his knees. I'm going Daniels.
Okay.
Jordan.
It's been a fun trip, Daniels. I love you. I'm so glad you made it this far. That's crazy, but it's got to be The Rock.
Yeah.
Jacob.
I will also go with The Rock.
All right. Well, The Rock makes the Final Four.
Well, good job, Daniels. You made it. You made it really far. I give props to you, sir.
Scream at us too bad.
Yeah. Oh, we're still gonna need screamed at for something. All right, so we got Stone Cold. I believe versus Shawn Michaels. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus Shawn Michaels. Oh, man.
It's a rematch of WrestleMania 14. Stone Cold to Shawn Michaels. And Jordan, host Jordan, you're up first. Yes, sir.
Well, for me, this is where Stone Cold turns to stone. I gotta vote Shawn Michaels. So, Richie?
If we're going pure in-ring work, which I think we should pro wrestle. I mean, the whole package, I guess. But more memorable matches, I would go with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Nico?
Let's make that semifinals of this tournament a dream match: The Rock versus HBK.
Yep. There you go. Jordan?
They had a match, I believe, in '97.
Yeah.
For the Intercontinental title. Yeah, it was much of a match, but it was a match back in Babyface Rock. I believe so.
I don't think they like each other. Want to get I don't think there was an issue there. But yeah.
No argument here so far. I'm an HBK guy, so Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Jacob?
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. And Pez.
All right, I vote for Stone Cold, but Shawn Michaels is going through.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about Kevin Nash's picture being in the Final Four.
No. Don't worry about that.
All right, here we have it on over.
Got the Final
the underdog,
Four right here. Wow.
The ultimate underdog, Daniel Bryan versus Kurt Angle.
Another great match. Prime, that'd be amazing.
It would be.
Richie, sir, you're up first.
All right.
I'm actually even though he's great. I mean, it's cool that a modern sort of wrestler got this far, but this is where your journey ends, Daniel Bryan. Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Nico.
Odds for Kurt, evens for Daniel.
All right. Let's see.
It's 4 again. Daniel Bryan.
All right.
He's
hanging in there.
Let's continue this yes movement, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, all right. Jacob.
Daniel Bryan.
Are you fucking kidding? No.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Pez?
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, but I gotta go Kurt Angle. So we have a
tie. To me. Pez.
Yeah.
Sorry, Daniel. It's Kurt Angle. It's the Olympic here.
Yeah.
Olympic gold medalist. Sorry, buddy.
All right.
Sorry. It's Kurt.
All right. And we have The Rock versus Shawn Michaels.
Oh, wow. Man.
Nico first.
Yes, Nico first. Rock and Shawn.
You got.
As I predicted, it's going to be Angle versus HBK in the finals.
A rematch of WrestleMania? Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jordan, you got.
Me?
Yeah.
Cool. Just gotta stick with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Jacob.
The Rock does not deserve to be 6-0'd in the Final Four, so I will vote for The Rock.
Yeah. Pez?
The Rock.
Oh.
You might just fuck Michael's chicken.
Well.
No, I think I got to go with Shawn Michaels, actually. So, yeah.
Richie?
That comes down to me.
Richie.
Do I want to go with a rematch from WrestleMania, or do I want to go with a rematch from No Way Out 2001?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
No Mercy 2000. One of the two. I am going to go with Shawn Michaels.
Ooh, all right.
No tie here.
What's
So
that?
HBK. So
All
a rematch
right.
from, what is it, WrestleMania 25 or 26? What is that?
21.
Yeah.
21.
21. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm way past where that was Undertaker. My bad.
One of these two is the greatest
All right.
professional wrestler of all time after this vote.
According to us.
According to us.
All right. So we start off. Mr. Joe Gordon Owens, Angle versus HBK. What are you going with, sir?
Angle, your legacy is intact. You're wonderful. Obviously, we have so much respect for you. But from moment one this list was announced, I was pulling for Shawn Michaels. I think he is the GOAT. I think he has everything a wrestler needs: charisma, in-ring work. He can deliver on promos. You saw him even when he returned in 02. He didn't lose a damn step. He wasn't hoggy with the title. He only had it once on his return. Yes, Shawn Michaels.
Yep, exactly. Jacob?
Kurt Angle.
Ooh, all right. Pez?
Kurt Angle will make Shawn Michaels tap out. Kurt Angle.
I agree with Jordan. Like, Shawn Michaels has the complete package, like in the ring, out of the ring, just like he's a complete athlete. Like, I got to go with Shawn Michaels.
Richie?
For most of the reasons what Jordan Owens said is the reason I'm going with Kurt Angle.
All right.
Wow, it's going to keep it close. Nico, what do you got?
Yeah.
Former IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Shawn
Completed
did
the WWE Grand Slam in both of its iterations. Held the TNA World Heavyweight Championship,
Like,
X
Shawn
Division
was never in
Championship, and the
TNA.
Tag Team Championship all at the same time, and has had multiple Match of the Year candidates in multiple companies. I'm going with the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle.
All right, we have a winner.
You have a winner.
4-2.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle is the
Officially
greatest
the new
wrestler of all
GOAT.
time. It's true.
All right.
It's damn true.
Yep. Just under 3.5 hours, and we finally figured it out.
Good job, everybody. We made it. We made it through with a tear in our eyes. We made it.
And those tears are because we're tired and want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. Yeah, so.
No, it's only 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll see.
Believe it or not. Believe it or not, gentlemen, not our longest episode of Tournament Fights. Our stand-up comedy episode went longer.
Yeah, right.
I would have loved to be on that one. Me and Jordan are both comedians.
Yeah, we went about 340 on that one, actually. We knew this was going to go long, but this is going to be tough. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had the movie guys on there, so they wanted to talk for a while. But anyways, that was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks for joining us for that. Maybe in the future we might have to figure out some other way, like maybe greatest entrances or something like that. We'll have to think.
We can always. I mean, there's plenty of other topics we can do in the wrestling. We could always do tag teams. Obviously, we can do female wrestlers.
Yeah,
we can do entrances. We could do stables and factions. We could do all kinds of great stuff.
Great Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah,
sure.
If I may, I like the women's wrestlers pitch, but best looking championship belts.
That'd be good.
There you go.
Can we come up with 64 of them though? That's a lot to throw in a tournament. And then
probably
deciphering the pictures from one to another might be a little difficult for some of them.
We use all the like Japanese ones. We use the Mexican ones. We use it like anything we can think of. We might be able to come with 64. Right?
Yeah. But logically speaking, our next big topics would probably be either female wrestlers or tag teams or something like that. You know what I mean? So if we ever do if we do another wrestling episode in the near future, we'll probably go to something like that. Yeah. So hopefully, if some of you guys want to jump in on that, we'll do that in the near future.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again, guys. So we'll look around the horn. You can tell us where we can find you if you have anything you want to promote. So we'll start from the bottom of the ladder, and we'll start with Richie. You want to tell us where we can find you?
Yeah, you can find me online for just Richie Goodacre. I'm a player, so I'm on the little league. So I've got I think I've got a WWE finishes thing on Random coming up next week. Coming around it. I'm judging a couple of wrestling debates over at TNG. You know, I think I'm judging. I'm helping judging Nico's title defense.
Okay,
so,
nice.
His belt might be in my hands. We don't know. But yeah, and then I mean, just want to throw it out there just really quickly. Maybe someone who I know why we've gone on this list, but if we're talking about pure ring ability, they would probably be on this list. If it was pure ring ability, I would have put like Jerry Lynn. But I think he's amazing. But yeah, anyway, just hit me up. You'll find me all around all social media. But yeah, this was a lot of fun, and hopefully be back for the women's and tag team.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then Nico, where can we find you?
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nico Suave Rigole. Letterbox is at Suavest of Nico's. I'm on Discord. I forget that particular username at the moment. You can find me on TMG Debates, the YouTube channel, defending my choke slam championship against Mr. Jeremy Hastings, JTH, at a to be determined date in terms of uploads, but Tuesday in terms of real life. That's when we'll be recording. And if you are in the Western Pennsylvania area on September 11th, come check out Rise Wrestling. Go look for their social media. It's RYSE Wrestling. They are doing some shows. They're sort of doing a tournament. Lee Moriarty, who is doing some stuff with MLW and was just on the Pittsburgh edition of AEW Dark, is going to be in the main event of the show. We've also got our Rise Grand champion Ziggy Heim in a non-title affair. I'm currently in a pro wrestling school, so you might see me at some point in the ring within the next year or so. And who knows, maybe I'll end up on one of these lists in the bracket.
Right.
I'm just voting for it. A man can hope and a man can dream.
Right.
Don't worry, we'll be doing the best. We'll be doing the best jobbers of all time at some point. So we'll keep you in mind.
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, but Jordan, where can we find you at?
You can catch me all over the tubes. To talk about, I believe I'm hosting Nico's match, so I'll be a part of that. The Pierce Code channel, some movie trivia, some movie reviews, podcasts on there, as well as Pierce Wrestling, some live wrestling and trivia on there. And something definitely want to hype, Saturday, September 18th, Real Pro Wrestling in Fort Myers, Florida. We're having our second annual stand-up and fight event. All the proceeds go towards the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's something we were very happy to start a couple years ago. We couldn't do it during COVID last year, so we're happy to do our second amount this year. You've seen what's happened in the world and also in the wrestling world between Daphne, Hannah, Ashley. So it's a very apropos thing that needs to be talked about, that needs to be addressed, that you are not alone, and just to be a better person in general, and just stand up and fight and just love one another, if you will. So all the proceeds, again, all the wrestlers are working for free, all the crew, everything's going towards it, a bunch of raffles, and we just signed JD Drake, who you can find on AEW all the time. He will be at that event, as well as a great roster, so definitely check that out.
Nice, yeah. And Jacob, where can we find you?
I'm around.
You're around? All right. Anything you want to promote?
No. He's good.
All right. Well, Pez.
I'm all over with Jordan on this Movie Hero channel here, doing tournament fights, doing tier ranker fights, our sister show, live from Movie Hero, which is our SNL show. Hello from Movie Hero, which is our Seinfeld show. All kinds of stuff going on this channel, so please check it out. Please like and subscribe. We're trying to get to, I know it seems paltry, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers right now, and then obviously hit the marathon and hit the gas in the future. So we're going to keep cranking out the content for you guys. So hope you enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. And also just a couple of the upcoming tier ranker and tournament fights that we have. We're doing a top 64 for one of our regular panelists, Steven Shepard. So I think that both Jacob and Jordan are going to be joining us for that episode this upcoming Tuesday at the same time. And then we also have coming up a tier ranker fight for best football movies of all time in honor of the start of the NFL season coming up. And then we're going to be doing a tournament fights battles of our favorite TV shows coming up, where we're going to take 4 of us. We're just going to put in 16 of our favorite TV shows, and then we're going to duke it out to see which one ends up being the grand champion. And then we also have one other episode that's going to be best time travel movies coming up. So those are just some of the ones we have coming up, and then you'll be able to find us all over the social medias. We're on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff at Movie Hero 2121, and then you can find the poll of our Elite 8 if you want to go and vote for that. Maybe let us know some wrestlers that you might have left off the list completely, and you can let us know. So that'll be up tomorrow about midday over on the Showdown Friends and Family group over on Facebook. So, but yeah, but this has been a lot of fun. So that'll do it for us tonight here on tournament fights. So for Richie, for Nico, for Jordan, for Jacob, for Pez, I have been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time. Doesn't want to cooperate tonight, but we'll see you next time.